Hello. Who's there? Who's going to join us first this evening? Good evening. Good evening. Hello, Justine. How are you? Oriyomi, good evening. Good evening, Julie. How are you? Heidi. Hello, hello. Guys, as you're coming in, please do the honors and share. Good evening. Welcome. Hello, Big Mommy. How are you? Hello, Shegun Fatima. Good evening. MA, how are you? Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Please share as you're coming in. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Rochelle White, good evening. Or should I say good morning? Hello, Mrs. B. Good morning, Rochelle, again. J. Kings Solomon, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today, earlier, and also rejoining us now. Thank you. Rajab, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Olena, Lady Olena, good evening. Olayinka, good evening. Eric Lindo, hello, Pastor Eric. How are you? Thank you, guys. As you're coming in, please share. It's going to be an exciting evening today. Mrs. D, good evening. So, I am so looking forward to today. The title alone is so intriguing. I cannot wait. Theophilus, good evening. Hello, Chioma, good evening. How are you? Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for the love. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm feeling so warm right now with the love that you're sending me. Brenda, good evening. Akpesin Lola, good evening. Akpesinu Ola, I think it's it. Akpesinu Ola, I think I'll get it eventually. Mufelola, good evening. Thank you, guys. Please continue to share. I know a few of you have shared, so we need more people to share. And don't just share. Why don't you also invite your friends? Invite someone. Go to share and invite and tap on individual friends that you would like to invite. I think they would like that, actually. And when the title alone would intrigue somebody to watch with you. Life is an opportunity. We are all living in this life. So to know that it's an opportunity, I would want to know more. Thank you so much. Akpesinola. Mayowa, how are you doing? Thank you. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. It's an intriguing name as well. Akpesinola. Anyway, thank you. Hello, Mrs. S. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing. I can see some of you are sharing, so more people, the more we share, the more people will join us. Hello, Daniel. Good evening. Good evening. I'm going to turn the camera around so that you can say hello to the people in the house because they're all eagerly awaiting this evening. So let me just turn the camera around for you. Yay. Then I'll go this way. Turn around.
Hello.
Lady Olana. Mrs. S. Let me go around, guys. Hello. A new DSA, not new, DSA family.
Finn, that's Finn.
Okay, Finn?
Finn.
From Denmark.
Okay, Finn from Denmark is here with us in Ukraine.
Hello.
Famous. Carol Wise.
Hello.
Mrs. Banjoko is here. Okay. Oops. Okay, guys, that's the house. How are you? Who have I? Ola Martin, good evening. How are you today or this evening? Oriyomi, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Please start sharing. Share. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, we're going to start shortly. Okay. All right, sir, turning to you. Ready?
Hello, everybody. Good evening. are you all doing today? Sunday Adelaide now here with you. I don't know if you are familiar with this new book. This is one of the new books that I just come out for my 50th birthday. There are 50 others. Let's say at least 40 others that you might not know, you might not be aware of. So this is a very interesting book here. Many of you have been talking about who am I, and who am I has been a blessing to you. This is another book here that will be a huge blessing to you. It's not a small book, it's about 350 pages. So, but the title is Life is an Opportunity. Life is an opportunity. What did you see here in this cover? Let's start with that. I want you people are busy, right? If you are not too busy, I want you to move a little bit closer, or at least one share here. I'm going to let you know what anybody wants to tell me what it says in this cover. Anybody wants to do that? So how do they say? How will you let them understand that? If you say that in Ukrainian, how would they understand? Okay, let me introduce Finn. Finn, come here. Mrs. Sherman, yes, let's give Finn a place for a minute. No, you come back, Come, Finn. Show Finn. You've been hearing and you've been seeing Finn he's very constant on DSA Family, on the platform. It's always there. Finn Rasmussen. Rasmussen? Yeah. Yeah, Finn Rasmussen. Finn is very, very constant, very, very stable, very, very constant, very, very, it's an elite DSA member, family member. So I want to introduce to you another DSA member that has not been to Ukraine. At least it's not been to my house, it's not been to Embassy of God. So this is the first time Finn from Denmark is coming to the Ukraine and to Embassy of God and to Pastor Sunday. So welcome. I'm not going to give him a flower because first of all, he's not a woman. Secondly, he doesn't have his birthday. But he has the smile of a DSA family member. Now, Finn, you speak English, so yes. What do you see in this book here? In the cover, just the cover. Tell me about the cover.
What do I see from this cover?
You're right.
Well, first of all, I read that life is an opportunity. So we need to see that there are opportunities in life.
Right.
It's very important. And we need to unlock those opportunities, because if we don't find the key to unlock the opportunities, we're going to miss them. And he says how to identify and to use opportunities to achieve happiness, success, joy, and prosperity. I think that sadly enough, many people don't know how to find the key to open up for that opportunity that God has given them in their lives. So it's very important to find that key. And so when I look at this book, I think that it's very catching, because people they feel attracted by or drawn by what is the key to unlock that opportunity that God has given me. I only have one chance in life, and I need to find the key. And so that's what I see from this book.
It's a wonderful idea. Eh? It almost looked like a real life key.
Yeah, a real life key. So.
And do you think it's true that life is all about opportunities?
I think that life is an opportunity, and I think that if we learn how to walk in those opportunities, then we will both make a difference for ourselves, but also for other people.
Brilliant. Any other person want to talk about the cover? What you see in this cover?
Hello. Well, very similar to what Finn said. I mean, I could go from the beginning to talk about the first part of the book. Right up here, I have a quotation from William Churchill that says, "A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. So it's like, how do you see a glass of water that is halfway? Do you see it as half full or half empty? What do you see? So it kind of challenges us to what we see. I also think of something that Henry Ford said. He said, if you say you can, you can. If you say you can't, you can't. It's all in the mind. You know, it's, again, as the Bible says, as a man thinks in his heart, so he is. So the first part, I think, is a challenge to ask us what we see, and if we're pessimists or if we're, optimists. Then you have this part that says life is an opportunity. And in my business sense, because there's life is an opportunity, and there's a keyhole there that shows an opening to something. With my business sense, I thought, it's blue. And blue reminds me of blue ocean strategy for those of us who have corporate experience. What a blue ocean strategy is when you see things differently and you challenge everything you know should be. So you challenge everything and really you ask yourself like 5 questions to everything just to reaffirm that that is the only way it should be. So basically, you are looking for niches, you're looking for opportunities, you are redefining everything you know. You are challenging everything. So basically, for me, looking at that, I say to myself that it's an opportunity or a chance to challenge everything I know. Right here, Pastor Sunday, I was sharing the ladies that often, with the gentlemen as well, that often when Dr. Sunday talks, I feel like writing down the things he says because everything sounds like, wow, like a new sentence, a new thing. Even this title, Life is an Opportunity, is deep. It makes you think deeper. So for me, I'm asking myself that, is it a way to provoke our minds to look at life in a different way and challenge everything we know? So even what we have taken for granted, when he tells us things like use your brain, things like that, like do we just start to challenge everything we have been told, every ideology we've received and accepted as being the norm? Perhaps it's time to not look at things as being the norm, but challenge everything around us. And of course, there's a keyhole that opens or unlocks opportunities. And of course, the last part down here says how to identify and use opportunities to achieve happiness, success, joy, and prosperity. So again, for me, it's going back to the whole idea here of the Blue Ocean strategy and challenging everything we know to bring out new opportunities that we never thought we could see or have before.
Good job, good job, good job. Now, let me go into the book. I see that you have awakened. You want to say something? Okay. Famous is here. Famous, you need to come close. Famous wants to share something as well. Okay, tell us what you see this go.
Thank you very much. Okay, so first, life is an opportunity. And here I can see a very beautiful symbol of a key and a hole. And behind, we know definitely we're not seeing anything behind this, but we just know there's a key and there's something behind. So even those that will read the book, it's those that will effectively use it that will know what pastor has behind what is in this place. But first, coming to the title, life is an opportunity. What is an opportunity? It's a period of time or chance given for someone to do something. So, our life is an opportunity. To who? Our life is an opportunity to heaven, to God. Our life is an opportunity to us. If not well taken care of, it can be an opportunity to the devil. Jesus Christ had 33 and a half years. It was an opportunity for God to show the whole world what he was really like. He could do business, he could get married, but it was an opportunity. He knew it was an opportunity for heaven to show what God is like. He knew this was an opportunity to redeem man forever. Thomas Edison had his own life. His opportunity, we know what he did. We are enjoying electricity. Steve Jobs had a life. His opportunity, he did something. We have Apple and all his products. Pastor Sunday Adelaja is still here, a living legend. He had his opportunity to do something in Europe and is looking ahead to Nigeria. So the period of time we have, what is the opportunity we are giving to heaven to show something that has not been. Jesus has done his part. He has redeemed man. But they are yet to say from glory to glory. What else does God want to do now? Not in preaching only. In the business world, does God want to show something? Does he want to raise Solomons again that are rich? That they can sponsor the gospel, they can think of everything and do it? Does he want to raise people who are intellectually sound in medicine, that will bring up things from nature and from everything that we heal? What does God want to do as an opportunity, and what do we want to do? So now our life is the opportunity for heaven to invade the earth. Our same life is the opportunity for us to invade heaven, to go and look into the realms of wisdom. God said, let there be light. Everybody go there and get your own revelation and manifest it. So our life is an opportunity for us to enter into the realm of God as children of God. Take in the health world, in the business world, in the kingdom world, in the society, in your nation, an opportunity to do something. So I believe this is the book for us.
Thank you, Famous. Thank you so very much. Now, I'm sure you are intrigued. You are going to be much intrigued, even shocked, by the things I'm going to be telling you from this book. I'm just going to do one thing today. Just examine with you the table of content. But the table of content is so rich that you will need to even take a whole note. You might need to take a big note to just be able to get through this table of content. Number one, it says, chapter 1 says, life is full. Life is full of opportunities. For a long time, I never knew that was true. And for millions of people out there today, there's millions of who are still thinking that there are no opportunities in life. In fact, there might be some of them that think opportunities are only available to a few people or to some chosen people. But life is an opportunity. And opportunity is everywhere. Can you believe it? Right now, there is a woman that came here to my HMT here. And I made an announcement and I said that there was this Pastor Rory, he comes here, and he was telling people about making money. And so this lady came to me and said, I have some, money, but I don't know. I've been in Great Britain for 30 years or something. And it has been my dream of making $1 million or £1 million. I've tried, I've done real estate, I've done this, I've done that, I've tried this, I've tried that. And real estate will go up and down. I lose money, I come back. And I said, do you know that it's so easy to make $1 million? So I told her about, I told her that have you listened to my teachings on finances? In that teaching, I actually threw it out there. I said, I only help people who have a certain amount of money. I introduce them to opportunities. She said, yes, but I have that amount of money, but nobody tells you opportunities. Nobody tells you where to invest the money. So I told her that, and I told her, you will be a millionaire in the next 3 years. But she wants to make it faster. So she's adding more money to that. And what I'm saying is that maybe the next person that is sitting there, and in that meeting, there were many other people. They didn't even know there was that opportunity. And everybody is dreaming to become a millionaire. Everybody was there in that meeting. And everybody is seeing me. Even everybody who's dreaming something like that is seeing me or seeing someone like me. And they don't even know they could be. They don't even know how to. Because we think that opportunity is supposed to fall on our lap like this by itself. We don't know the keys. That's why the key was written. I could make any human being, and I wrote it in my book, I could help and make any human being a millionaire. But do you think anybody is using the key? People just get around. Hi. So I tell them, go first of all and listen to the series on finances. Because you will not know the keys. Go and listen over again and again. It's very easy. Go and listen to, but somebody will listen to 1, 2. Listen in order by playlist from beginning to the end, 50 or 50 something of them. Write your notes, make your plans, and all your questions that you have or challenges, you will get them answered. If you don't get them answered, come to me after that. It's easy, but if you don't know how to apply the key, you will only be struggling on your life. This first chapter says, life is not scarce of opportunities. It's not deficient of opportunities. Life is full of them. Full. I just had a meeting right now with another young man who came to my birthday. Not about money this time. But he decided to stay for a week, and just so that he could have 1 hour to talk to me about his life and his plans and things. That which he got, he said, how many years? He's been waiting for 8, he said he actually wasted, 8 years. He said, I wish I had talked to you 8 years ago. 8 years of his life he's been waiting to have a talk like that. Just to answer a few questions that he had in his life. 8 years was lost. So he told me, when he told me his age, I was shocked. Because he said, I'm 40 something right now. I'm 40. I was almost shedding tears because then you have to start life again at that age. It's painful. You shouldn't be walking around the earth wasting your years just because there was nobody. You think there's nobody to help you or to ask questions or to, but really? I told him, but he himself told me, you know what he told me? He said, Pastor, even 8 years ago when I said I should have met with you, I heard about you 8 years ago. People were speaking about you, but I, through my mindset, what I believe is that it's too big. It cannot be available. He would not receive me. I cannot get to him. It's too big. 8 years ago. And for that 8 years, he was waiting for the answer. He never got it. 1 year passed, 2 years passed, 3 years passed, 4 years passed, and he was making mistakes. Troubles. He had house, he had money, he had everything, but problems. Why? Because you didn't know that what you were hearing, opportunity that you had 8 years ago, you refused to use the key because you are believing somebody's life that you cannot get access. No, somebody will not receive you. Somebody will not listen to you. Famous, come back here. Another, life is full of opportunities. I don't know how Famous is paying for his school fees. I don't know how he's paying for his school fees here. But he's finished his medicine and he's doing postgraduate right now. But this young man, can you show him? This young man here decided to just give me a gift. Come, put this, come closer. He decided to just be a blessing to me. And I didn't know that he's in Ukraine. I thought he's in Nigeria. I just saw the name. Somebody wrote me on my... He didn't even call. He didn't write letter. He just wrote me on my Facebook Messenger. Why did he try it? Don't know. This one, 8 years, never tried it. Another person here decided to try. So, and sent me a music clip that he did about me, my voice. He just put my voice in the music something. And just said he wanted to just let me see it or bless me or whatever. I saw the idea, then he mentioned something there and said, I'm a student. Oh, it just came to my mind. If you are a student, why don't you make this for money? Let me give you a job. Why should you be believing God from heaven to send you when life is full of opportunities here? He's been in Ukraine. He never got to me. For years, he's coming to my house for the first time. Only after he decided to do something, he used a key. He didn't just write. He got a cassette of mine, put my voice somewhere, put some musical thing and pictures, and just said hi to me. You know, hello, God bless you, sir. I did a good job. He used a key. That key, he just told me today that I was not even expecting you to propose, you know, to offer me anything. I just wanted to say, you know, to greet you and bless you with that video. But now, if you want to work for a year, he has it. If you want to work for 2 years, he has it. If you want to work for 5 years, he has it. If you want to set the company up, he can set it up. Somebody used a key. Other people are in Ukraine who can do better things than he can do, but they will not use the key. What am I saying? Life is full of opportunities. The reason this is so difficult for me to talk about is because there was a time I used to live in Africa, and I was about to commit suicide 2 times. And the reason I was about to commit suicide these 2 times was because I thought life was too difficult. And when you say life is too difficult, it's because you don't see opportunities. I thought life was too hard. And the reason you say life is too hard is that life is not worth living, you better die, is because you think that opportunities are not even existing. And I know there are people right now on this earth who might be in different countries who are thinking the same thing, that it's better for them to die or it's better for them to do something. Some people go to church and pray morning till night looking for opportunities. But it's not God who has opportunities. So life itself has opportunity. Just what is missing is the key. You don't even need to go to church. You don't even need to go to God to pray to find opportunities. You just need to know how to apply laws and principles, how to use the keys to find opportunities. Then if you have God, get me right. I don't mean if you have Christian religion. I don't mean if you are born again. Because most people who are Christians, who are born again, they don't have God. They have religion. I'm not talking of if you have religion now. I'm not talking of if you go into church or you go to pray every Sunday, you go to listen to preaching, you pray in tongues, you read the Bible. That's what I'm talking of if you have God. If you are a friend of God. If you know God. If you can hear God, walk with God, be friend with God. And then you combine with that knowledge of the keys of opportunities. In fact, like I said, you are all talking about this book, Who Am I? That's the hit now. But by the time you read this one, and it's on Amazon already. This book is on Amazon already. Because by the time you get this book, this is the one you'll be talking about now. Yeah, this book was written in Russian. It was translated by my son. Perez translated it. And then Mayowa and Natin corrected it for me. So Mayowa, this is your first fruit here. So, but life is about an opportunity. Life is an opportunity. But that is not the first chapter. The first chapter again, let me repeat to you. It says life is full. Can you guys say that? Life is what?
Full.
But it's not possible. How can it be full? For me, even in my own mind, till I got to where I am now, I used to say, okay, maybe the opportunity is there, but not full. What do you mean full? It cannot be full. What do you mean full? Can it really be full? Can life be full of opportunities? Because we think if it's full of opportunities, then we should be seeing it everywhere. But you are seeing it everywhere. But I can't say it. Then yes, the reason you can't see it is because it's not coming to you saying, I am opportunity. See the mark coming. See the label. The label is written there, I am opportunity. Even though they are there without labels, but they are still there. You might pass them by, but they are still there. You might not notice them, but they are still there. Life is full of opportunities. Full. 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 Where are they full? That's why this book. There's no book like this. You'll soon find it out. There are no books like this book. Life full. This book will help you to actually discover that they are full. You want something?
No.
Okay. You will discover that they are full. Life is full. It's everywhere, abundant. But we all cry, we all weep, because we can't see. And then, but most of us, we don't have the keys to unlock opportunities. And I'm sure since you've been here in my house, maybe you have seen some other opportunities too. Because you meet people, that's an opportunity. What we spoke about earlier today, the ability to overcome your timidity and speak to people, talk. To talk is an opportunity. But some of you will not talk when you meet other people. Oh, what's your name? Finn. Hi, Finn. Oh, what's your name? Miss Banjoko. Hi, Mrs. Banjoko. Everybody is, deceptive. You don't want to talk what is in your heart. We don't tell the truth. Everything that's okay for me, everything's okay. Keep quiet. Life is an opportunity to talk, convey your life opportunity. But you don't go talk. Either you are too ashamed, you are too intimidated, you are too prideful or proud. Ask questions. That is another key. Life is an opportunity. But until you ask those questions, you don't use the key. Life is an opportunity. Friendliness, friendship, sincerity. These are all opportunity keys that many people don't even use. But life, God is not unjust to anybody. And God, this God that we are serving, is not that wicked. It's not that unjust that He will just throw us here without opportunity and just look at us like in the zoo and just forget about us. It is our own problem if we are not seeing opportunities. And sometimes opportunities that you don't see, it's a good thing that you are not seeing opportunities. Because everything you see so easily available like that, they are shipped, they lose value, they lack value. But the things that are hidden, that are not easily seen, detectable, they need some more effort to be discovered. But once you discover them, they are sustainable. They sustain you for a longer period of time to come. So that's my chapter 1 only. And you will not believe how many chapters I have in this book. I have 12 chapters, but sub-chapters is like 50 sub-chapters. So I'll first of all go through the big chapters. So life is full of opportunities. Full, don't forget that one. If I were you, I want to get this book immediately. Like, where is it? Where is that full? Waiting full. For where? If it's full, waiting be full. Where is it full? Where is they? Make you show me. I'm speaking our language, our English, African English. What do you mean full? I want to unveil them right there. If they are full, I want to see where are they full. Where are they full? Go ahead and show me the fullness of it. The second chapter says, why we are often blind to opportunities, or why people are blind to opportunities. By the way, you want to tell me you are not blind? All of us were blind one way or the other. Sometimes we are blind. We need to see our point of blindness. Just like when you are driving, you know there are some spots, blind spots. It's not that you are wicked. It's just that they are there. So you must know how to find out what is. Use other mirrors, use other things to find out, to remove the blind spots. That's what this book will do for you. There are blind spots. There are reasons why you are blind to opportunities. Sometimes there are things we've been taught. Sometimes they are our mindsets. Sometimes they are our cultural beliefs. Sometimes they are our religious beliefs. Sometimes it's our pride. Sometimes it's our ego. Sometimes it's our modesty. Sometimes it's our just things, or sometimes just lack of information. Sometimes just because we've not been taught. So that chapter 2 will teach you what are the things that make us to be blind to opportunities. Then chapter 3. If you remember chapter 1, never forget chapter 1. Life is full. Chapter 3, who are those who take advantage of opportunities? If I were you, I want to join those ones who take advantage of it. So who are them? Who are they? Who are those? What do they do differently? How do they behave? What makes them different? That's a major key right there. And we should have those qualities. And we should have those virtues. You need to develop those virtues and those opportunities that make people to be able to see opportunity everywhere. Everything you hear is an opportunity. Everything you see is an opportunity. Only I wish you would know it. Everything you say is an opportunity. And everything you hear. Every one of your reaction is an opportunity. Every one of your attitude could become an opportunity. Chapter 4. How to best take advantage of an opportunity. Sometimes we even see opportunities, but we don't know how to best take advantage of them. A lot of people, like Finn wrote me one time, have opportunities all the time, but they let them lose. They just don't know how to take advantage of opportunities. So how to best take advantage of opportunities? Next point. One of the ways, I begin to give keys now. One of the keys to take advantage of opportunities is to develop in yourself the culture of service. They will call you foolish, ignorant, or mugu in our place. Mumu or mugu, anything they call mugu, okay.
It's in Russian.
Huh?
It's in Russian.
Mugu, okay. They call you mugu But you know you are not movable. If any one of you has really examined my life, you will see that I'm always serving. I'm not interested in the games. I'm always giving myself my time, my knowledge, I'm always trying to serve. It's not foolishness. I told somebody, I used to have members, maybe up to now they're still there, members in my church who come to me to complain that some people are using them. There are people in this world who complain that other people want to use them, and they don't like that. It's because you are limited by ignorance. That's why you don't like people to use you. When you get smart, when you grow up, finish. When you develop, when your eyes open, you will begin to pray that people should begin to use you rather than not to use you. There are people who don't want people to use them. Foolishness of the highest order. Then that's where you are. Remain there now. So be using yourself. Be using yourself then. Yes. If you are a musician, what is the good of your prowess, of your skill to play if you are the best pianist in the world and you don't want people to use you? And you go play to the world and yourself in the room until you get depression out of your own music. There is no need and no good for a pianist, even if he's the best in the world, if there is no audience. And before you get the big audience, there must be some that will use you. They will have to just hear. You just want to play to them. That's why the greatest joy of that pianist is not the money they give him from the concert, is that he is needed. That his skill is needful, is needed. That some people even want to listen to. If there is nobody to listen to you, you just know how to play by yourself, you will commit suicide. Usefulness. So seek service. Seek usefulness. You seek that people will take advantage of you. Not that financially or like fraud or something. That's not what I'm saying. But thank God if there are people who are in need of using you. Thank God they are in need of you now. They want to, they are using me. You better be dancing. Because somebody even pay attention to you that they want to use you. What about if they neglect you and just pass by? And you want to offer something that nobody wants to even acknowledge what you want to offer. You are not needed. That's the worst thing that could happen to any man. If you are a singer and nobody to listen to us singing, so what's the goodness? Good. If you are a good cook, you can cook. You got the best cook in town, but nobody wants to eat it. Nobody to cook for. What's your joy in that? You cannot have joy because by the time you cook, okay, you finish it first day. Everything you cook, you finish it second day. Next day you just target that. You will lose interest now your cooking self. I mean to tell you. I mean it. It's true. You will lose interest in the cooking. In fact, you will hate that cooking self if there is nobody who needs it. So what is the goodness in you being beautiful? You make the makeup and the cosmetics and everything, and nobody ever noticed you that you made it. Nobody even ever say you look nice or it's beautiful or what is that? Who went? They didn't even ask them. They didn't even notice everybody passed by. You are going to be depressed no matter how beautiful you are as a woman. Even if you are very loving, you have love in your heart. What is the good of your love if there is nobody to give that love to? Not to a child, not to a mother, not to a father, not to a neighbor, not to a country, not to a kingdom, not to a God. Nobody to give the love to. that thing will just strangle you like this and kill you. So what I'm saying is that people who are complaining that, people should use, they don't know the secret of life. And one of the secrets of life, and that will bring opportunities to you, is that you want people to use you proper. You want them to, not that you want them to use you in a bad way, but I'm saying you are looking for service. You are willing to serve. Willingly, by yourself, you want to serve. You want to offer your service. You want to give of yourself out to people. So that is another thing. The next chapter here, the next chapter says, and that's another key. We are talking of keys. The next chapter talks about another key. The people who will take advantage of opportunities are those who have the power of communication or the power of persuasion. They are able to communicate what they are thinking in their mind. If you have a good thing in your heart to talk about and you don't know how to talk it, how to pass it across, you are just smiling and your eyes are just going up and down. Nobody will know even that you have any treasure in yourself. Offer yourself. Talk about what you know. Give your opportunities. Give yourself a chance. Talk. Communicate what is in your heart to people. That is a skill too. You need to develop it. I'm afraid if I go through all these chapters, I'm going to give you my secret finish. So go and get the book. We could go get the book. It's on Amazon. Yeah. Let me give you other subtitles. One subtitle. Opportunities are always packaged unmarked. Unmarked. Opportunities are always packed or packaged unmarked. They are not marked. They are packages that are not marked. So how do you know which one to open? Do the hard work. Open all of them. Opportunities come often in the package of discomfort. And if you are the one that have been taught in your church that life is about comfort and discomfort is only Satan that causes it. That anything that comes in discomfort cannot be God. You lose opportunities. Opportunities come and are often packaged in discomfort. Next thing that another thing about opportunities is that opportunities often come demanding sacrifice or requiring sacrifice above the norm or above average. So where there are demands for sacrifices above at the average, your normal foolish biomass will run away because they have been taught that if you need to do something extra, go extra mile. That forget about it. It's difficult. You are not very foolish. You are not foolish. Only the fool will go extra mile. Okay. We will go. We, the foolish, will go. We will go extra mile. You go and enjoy. But we will go do extra mile because that is where a demand is for greater sacrifice than the norm. Know there is something hidden there for you. Where there is an opportunity, where there is something that demands a greater amount of discomfort, know that there's something there for you. Next point, wherever there is an opportunity there will be a sense of risk and danger there. And if you are the type that sees the risk and danger and take off and pick race, why are you now then complaining that you don't have opportunities now? Of course, you have to take common sense risk and danger, but what I'm saying is don't just look for the smooth ride. Okay, let me give you another point. Never reject an opportunity because it seems impossible to achieve. Many people reject things that seem impossible to achieve, but they don't know that that is exactly the opportunity they are looking for. Those things that look impossible to achieve, they are the opportunities that you need in life. Next one. Never reject an opportunity because it looks new to you or it is new to you. The fact that it is new to you, that doesn't mean that there could never be something there for you. Good. Next point. Never reject an offer because it is not of immediate benefit to you. Okay, even if it's not an immediate benefit to you, use it to benefit others, or offer it to somebody, help somebody out. You don't know how that thing will come around to be a blessing to you later on. Next point. Never reject an opportunity because of the opinion of others. Next point. Never reject an opportunity because it might bring along some opposition or disagreement along the way, or conflicts. Next point. Never reject an opportunity because in the process you could face some hardship. Next point. Never reject an opportunity because of the fear of failure, supposing it doesn't work out. Then I have some other subtitles like keys. Opportunity comes to those who are persistent and perseverance. Who can persevere, persistent and persevere. Opportunity comes to those who are open. Opportunity comes to those who ask questions. Opportunity comes to those who constantly work on themselves. Opportunity comes to those who go extra mile. Opportunity comes to those who are ready to work on themselves, who do self-improvement. Opportunity comes to those who are aware of their environment. Opportunity comes to those who are able to create the right environment. Opportunity comes to those who are able to use the environment as an incubator. Opportunity comes to those who are able to network. Opportunity comes to those who know how to maximize a mentor. Opportunity comes to those who are able, who act without delay, who take immediate actions. Opportunity comes in form of small seeds. Opportunity comes to those who don't despise small things. Opportunity comes to those who never live for tomorrow what they are supposed to do today. Opportunity comes to those who do not leave things until the last minute. Opportunity comes to those who know how to dig deep into the box and bring it out from there. Opportunity comes to those who don't ever wait for the comfortable time or convenient time. Opportunity comes to those who are willing to go through discomfort and get out of their comfort zone. Opportunity comes to those who finish what they start. Opportunity comes to those who never leave a task uncompleted. Opportunity comes to those who are ambitious. Opportunity comes to those who are diligent. Opportunity comes to those who are forward-looking. Opportunity comes to those who are ready to change. Opportunity comes to those who want to improve their world. Opportunity comes to those who have work ethics. And etc, etc, etc. See how many? These are just table of contents. And that's just about half of it. Let me hear what people are saying. Otherwise, I'm going to give them the whole book. But there are about 400 pages here, so there's no way I could exalt it in one sitting. This is one of my gifts. I brought the gift to the world. Yes, please.
I have here a personal online says life itself is an opportunity. Oluwatope says that's greetings everyone. Religion. Afolabi says religion versus kingdom. Ring says I'm buying it on Amazon right now.
Who said that film?
Ringed.
Okay, because it's here.
No, not Find. R-I-N-D. Ringed.
Okay. He's buying it right now.
Joy is asking me if we have it on CD.
No,
it's not on CD, Joy. It's just out as a book.
I've not even seen the book yet.
Yeah.
Not less of CD.
Opresiola said, really, life is full of opportunity. Ufoma says, true, sir. Opportunity often come dressed in overall, and so we miss them. Gregory is saying, thank God I met DSA.
You are probably the problem not hearing what you are reading.
Okay.
Would like to start again?
Yes. Okay, I'm starting again because I've just got the mic, guys. So, our person Ola said, life himself is an opportunity. Oluwatope says, no, blessing everyone, I'm repeating again. Our person Ola says, I'm blessed with DSA family. Afolabi says, religion versus kingdom. Abudu said, Ring says, I'm buying it on Amazon right now.
No, what Okeshuku Price said, I can't find my own Kindle version. But another person, Amarashi Jerry, just said, I just bought it. So
Yeah.
it's better repeat because they can't hear me. So.
Okay. Somebody said they can't find their own Kindle version, and somebody else is saying that they just purchased theirs now. So,
So we should believe.
yeah.
There's no Kindle, there's just the hard one.
Only the
Hard
one?
copy.
No Kindle? Oh, okay. Go ahead.
And then we have Adorable saying life is full of opportunity. Elizabeth, okay, greeting everyone. I think when you spoke about speaking your mind, speaking as an opportunity, Emma said, not me, I say what is in my heart. Never been afraid. Gregory said, life is shaped now. My life is shaped now. Christine says, hello to everyone. Emma says, God says, ask and you will receive. Ola says, no one wants to say anything but uses idioms like it is well when it is not. Abudu says, God is not unjust. Ernest says, there is no electronic version on Amazon. Okay. Yes, there isn't. Apparently, we haven't uploaded.
We only have the paper
Yeah.
version. But
Yeah.
we will have the electronic version by maybe today or tomorrow.
Okay. The electronic version will be available by tomorrow. Okay. This says, but the biggest one of them all that stands before us and an opportunity is ignorance. Gregory says, everyone to share. So guys, share. Let's listen to Gregory and share, please. Theophilus says, DSA wants to die empty. A lot of people might not like to reveal this to the world. Thanks so much, this great book. Thanks so much for this great book, I think it's meant to say, with so much hard work. But I do wonder how he makes profit from it, because the book is so cheap to its quality. Blessings, DSA. This can only be kingdom-driven life. Gregory is saying, seek for service or usefulness. Yinka is saying, got me thinking. Shei said, I just got mine.
They are attacking Amazon.
Theophilus is saying, picking race or DSA and picking race. Adorable says, I have just read the introduction of the book on Amazon and it is mind-blowing. I can see what this book will do in my life. Getting my copy immediately. No opportunity. Okay. Okay says you're a constant amazement. Amachi also said, I just bought mine.
Do you have where you have the earlier comments anywhere you can find them?
Yeah, these are earlier comments. The first
No, these are the latest comments.
Really? I got it from the top.
Yeah, they are the latest comments.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, Adorable says, this book will destroy mediocrity in my life. Ring says, being on the platform and knowing DSA is an opportunity. Okay, Chuku says, I want to buy it, but can't find it on Kindle. Okay, Chuku, you can just get the hard copy. By tomorrow, we would upload the electronic copy, so you will be able to download that.
Tomorrow, you have to be on Eagle's neck.
Yes.
This week, you better say this week. Because tomorrow is Sunday.
I want to stick to tomorrow.
But it's not depending on you, it's the Amazon. I don't know if they want tomorrow.
Okay. All right, just to be on the safe side, by, let's say this week, the new week that we're coming to, you get the electronic version. Okay, I'll remind you when it's uploaded. Doris is saying hello. Pastor Samson is saying, congratulations on your new book. Bless, Pastor. Frank says, opportunity comes to those who like to talk about what they can do. DSA, opportunity comes to those who are not afraid of mistakes. DSA, thank you, DSA. Chioma says, life is an opportunity. Okay. PSA, books are a treasure. Top those who read them. I highly recommend to get them. Read them and apply the great teachings PSA is giving there. They are easy to read and easy to put in practice. I have read several of them and I am incorporating them into my seminars, teaching others these principles. Frank is written, opportunity come to those who are not afraid to try. DSA, that's a quote. Okay, I think that's it for me. Maybe, yes. I don't have all the comments. Let me go back.
So why did you say you have all the comments?
Guys, why did I say I have all the comments, huh? I don't have all the comments.
Think before you speak. That's the definition.
Did you hear that? Okay, let me start. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Share, guys. Please share now. Okay. I don't want to say the greetings. Thank you, everyone. Okay, most of the ones at the top are greetings. Greetings. Greetings, everyone. Okay. Theophilus says, it means life is fair with the colors without a touch of white. I think this is when we started reviewing the cover. Life is an opportunity, Jay. Theophilus says, the book is not catchy but plain. That means a lot of people don't see life to be of opportunity. That's his own review of it, the cover. The book is also not busy. That is, few people has been able to utilize the opportunity. So he's analyzing the page, the cover page. The blue represents every individual recognizing that life is compulsory to discover opportunity. The blue is soft sky blue that indicates mandatory for fulfillment. That's also Theophilus. Theophilus again says, life is the big dream. The opportunity is red. WHC signifies being hastened to discover self. I think it's unique, unlike most of DSA's book. Great job, DSA. A plus to DSA family. That's Theophilus.
They are reminding you of share.
Yes, guys. Thank you, guys. Please share. There we have. It's never too late to start life. God is the God of opportunity unlimited. That's from Emma. Okwesin Ola says, I'm here to discover my own share of life's opportunity. Pastor Pierre says, hello, family. Hello. Okay. I'm buying it on Amazon right now. Okay, this is where I started from. Yeah, this is where I started from. Okay, let me see.
You jump. It's a mistake that you do. If you had continued where you did, there are something you didn't read just after that.
Just after.
Yeah, I'm buying it on Amazon now.
Okay. Okay, that is bring.
Okay. You can read that from and just go.
Okay. Adorable says, this book will destroy mediocrity in my life. N says, I couldn't find a soft copy, but I'm ordering the hard copy straight away. Rindo said, being on the platform and knowing DSA is an opportunity. I want to buy this book. It's not on Kindle. Yes, Okechukwu. It will be available soon on Kindle. I will announce it once it's available. Ephraim says, do you know what the book will be available on Amazon Canada? It is available on Amazon USA, but not in Canada.
Amazon decides that.
Yeah, I'll find out. I just want to say.
You'll find out.
Okay, Amazon decides that apparently. Dr. John Sunday is just saying that Amazon decides that, so we don't decide it. So just get it where you can. Okechukwu says, the book is full of principle. God bless you, Pastor. Doris says, good evening, my great mentor. Yes, I've read this one.
Just keep on going. Don't just come to a conclusion.
Okay.
Keep on going down. You will see the ones you didn't get there.
Okay, Ephraim says, P.S. says, this book are treasures top those who read them. I highly recommend to get them, read them, and apply the great teachings PSA is given there. They're easy to read and easy to put in practice. I have read several of them, and I am incorporating them into my seminars teaching others the principles. DSA, you have written all the books, so that's your favorite.
All the books they had to write, right? Can you imagine?
I think so too.
There are no more books to write.
Innocent says, just got done reading the Nigerian economy, the way forward. Will soon share my view with you. I think that's directly to you from Innocent.
Okay.
Shegun Fatima says, I like to read the story of the blind pilot in this book.
See?
Gregory David says, share, share, share. Please listen to Gregory, guys. And share, share, share. And Ola Martin says the same. Adorable, yes, said, just shared mine. Just bought mine. Princess, for me to hear this now is an opportunity to know that my life is full of opportunity, which I did not know. I now begin to see opportunity in Thailand right now. Wow. God bless you, sir.
Right now.
Yes. Okay. That's it.
Okay. While we're waiting for more comments,
yes,
I want to say congrats as many as had the opportunity to be present today. We are going to be doing the review of all the 50 books from time to time. So one day we'll do it, one day we'll do another one. So we have a lot of things to talk about. So what will you say? Let's hear from people who are here. What do you think? What comes to your mind listening to these reviews that we're making? Give somebody a microphone. Who you want to talk?
Oh, let's talk for Why not?
You don't mind, right? You don't mind.
At all.
life is a
Life is an opportunity.
An opportunity. And one of opportunities is to speak when you have microphone and yeah.
We mentioned it. Speak communication.
Yeah, speak communication, and not every day you have in front of you like 100 and more people. Yes. We don't need it to this world. So if we have opportunity to sit with Pastor Sunday and to speak, and someone listen to us, this is an opportunity. So this book. This book was one of the first book I read by Pastor Sunday.
You have privilege.
Yeah, I know, Pastor.
Russian speaking.
Yeah, Russian.
Because they got it first in Russian language.
Yeah, and it was one of the first books, University of Life, when we only started. It's not the oldest book, but it was Illusion of Life, and the second one was this one. And I even remember the cover. It was star and something black one and star, and I think it's one of the richest book. She's so rich. I've said it's like an encyclopedia in like mini encyclopedia, because it says so much, so it's not enough to read it once or even twice. But I think it's an opportunity only for those who only see things like opportunities. Like yesterday, Mrs. Shurunke said that the story about book. One girl read book twice, and Mrs. Shurunke read it once and said, she asked her, did you saw this is in page 50 or something? He said, no, but this one, did you saw it? You have all the answers. He said, no. So we're losing the opportunities, not only day by day, but hour by hour, I think. And the ability to see opportunities, I think, it starts from our mind, maybe, and maybe willingness to see them, to see who sees the opportunities. The wise person. In Proverbs, you remember, in Proverbs, it's written that
the eyes of the
wise thank you, Pastor. The eyes of the wise in his head. So, who sees the opportunities? The one who is wise. And opportunity. I think from the cover, if you will ask me what I see even from the cover, life is an opportunity. First of all, life is full of opportunities, but from the other side, life is an opportunity itself, because we can forget, we can start to think about opportunities day by day, but we can forget that life itself is an opportunity. To do what? To do what? To decide where we will spend rest of eternity. Excuse me, it's not small amount of time. It's everything. Life is an opportunity to choose which person to be. Life is an opportunity to decide if we will be happy during the lifetime. We decided. Life and opportunity. I remember one of the first opportunities when I started to be close to Dr. Sunday, and it was one assignment, a book, Pastor. It was so hard for me. It was like I thought I will die. I thought I will die, and I thought I will die. I wanted to just to hide somewhere, and no, yes, it's true, and it was like war with me and within me, and between me and Pastor, and he always mentioned this. I see the potential in you, and I will not. Allow you to just live how you. And even on my birthday, he said, "Oh yeah, yes, you are so talented and so. But if you will not read your your first book, I thought I will die from the shame and from all these things, because Pastor always, his eyes was always on me, and I said, my God, even to stop this process, I need to write this book." And but you know what? Looking behind, I can say that opportunities hidden.
How many books have you written now?
It's around 10, but now it's
10 books.
It's 10, and now it's Pastor. It's the first one that was the hardest, and the 11th with Pastor Natasha.
But I had to break you. Now Pastor Natasha breaking you.
Yeah. Oh, she's breaking me. So it was like the first one was the hardest, and 11 now, which we are doing with Pastor Natasha Potapaeva, with woman legend. It's the hardest for mine. I don't know why. Maybe it's next season of my life, and yes, it's opening. So this is why. This is how I see now. If I see now, this book is so hard. I took fasts for this book. I don't know what even. Yes. Yes. For this 11. Fast. Okay.
Not eating.
Fast. What is about fast? Sorry.
Fast et apero.
Okay.
Fast.
fast for this book and so on, and I see why so difficult. Why so difficult? So I started to see difficulties, opportunities. This is why I started to see opportunities in every difficulty. So I saw it's very difficult, and I discovered that I immediately decided that it is an opportunity. So it's working. It's inside me. This what is written. So this is why opportunities is in assignments. For example, like to write book, to do something
task.
Yeah, you have task and something you thought you can do never. If every time you think you never, no, it's not for me. No, never. I can. Maybe he can, Mr. the smartest, Mr. Famous. Maybe he can. Yes, because he has so awesome name or so on. I'm not. We're making you more famous, man. So yes, yes, and you know also the names and opportunities. Everything I started to see everything like opportunities. The name. For example, now it was the joke. But it's not a joke, you know. Every time, sometime asking you, how is your name? Famous. It is a whole conversation. This is you can finish it and person will repent and everything. Yes, this is how I see life. Yes, isn't it, Pastor? This is true. For example, I'm asking you, how is your name? You say I'm famous. Okay. How famous? And you say, for example, you know, all famous people done this. Do you want to be famous? You know, things like this. And you lead and it just bam! You need to do. You need to receive Jesus and. Yes, everything. Because not every human can have such a name. We must to use every moment like. I didn't mean that you need to beat people, but you know we love people. But yes, and I see life like an opportunity, and I remember Pastor said as before. Okay, if you're a woman and you are beautiful, it's not for being. You to be, yes, I'm beautiful. You see my. It's not being done for this, you know.
Yes.
We misunderstood. We women, we misunderstood our beautiful purpose of our beauty. It's not to be. So what? So what? I remember Pastor, he spoke about the first years of our church, and he has many girls. He met many girls, and he invited them to church, like it was friendship, yes, and he called them to church, like they thought it's свидание.
Yeah, it's date.
It's date. They thought it's date, but he brought them to the church. He said the address of church, and she said, "Okay, I will see you there." So he, the pastor, used the opportunity. He was, you know, also handsome guy, and now the pastor is very beautiful. Makeup clothes. He's in his 50s. Yes, but he used this as an opportunity. So for us, every compliment is an opportunity. Yes. You have so good hairstyle. For example, Mayowa. Third day, I see it's very beautiful. Yes, it's not like it's not for this. Is it? Yes. Oh, do you know what? No, and you make these conversations.
Amen.
These conversations can lead you to achieve so many people, so many people. And opportunity is if you are in a train, opportunity if you are in the metro, opportunity when you are crossing the street. You can take someone to the hand, to an old woman, or opportunities, you know, everywhere. So to seize life is like opportunity is pressure, not a treasure. And I wish all of us to discover this inside of us. So guys, who will be next? Who will speak about opportunity? Thank you. Yes, and this is an opportunity.
It's just a comment, and thank you. Hello, everybody. It's just a comment. It's more like a myth buster this is doing for me. So, I haven't read the book. Obviously, it's a new book. I haven't had a chance to read it, but it's quite intriguing. You know, it's quite intriguing to what Pastor has laid out for us and told us some pointers. It's enough to let us know that this is a key to opening our minds. And while Pastor was talking, I was just thinking of different scriptures that have been embedded in my system that I've been raised to pray on. So the way I took Christianity in my adult life in a Pentecostal setting was that it's kind of like a special anointing of some sort to get opportunity.
Are you serious?
Yes, so I'm going to give you some scriptures that I used to, the groups and churches I was at.
Are you serious?
I would be a part of people that would, if you want, you know, like maybe you want opportunity. No, you want that opportunity. The mindset there was that really God alone can give it to you. So let me give you some scriptures and I'll explain where I'm going. So for me, listening to you, I heard you and I understand what you're saying, but there was a wrestle in my mind to say, wow. So things like this, like you have Proverbs 25:2. It's the glory of God to conceal a matter. To search out a matter is the glory of kings. So that in itself would have become a prayer point.
No, it's not possible.
Yes, it's a prayer point where it is God's glory to conceal the matter. So the understanding is that insights and opportunities and all that are kind of concealed by God. Yes. So instead of one to set one's mind to seek the opportunities in reality, like now, sit on the chair on the hot seat, things like that, pick a microphone, talk, things like that. What you will do instead is go for night vigil and different prayer meetings.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
But you know what I mean? I don't know if anyone went through that. And go for like Christian business seminars and things like that. And you declare and you pray and you speak and you receive it and you pray it in and pray it out.
It's not possible.
Yes. Because that concealed matter is concealed. So you want it to be released to you.
No, it's not. Are you
by
serious?
special anointing, yes. So your mind is trained not to, yes. So go for anointing service and things like that. Your mind is trained. Your mind is trained not to see.
People have been crippled in Africa. Now I see the reason for our underdevelopment.
But it's not so much of Africa. It's the general Pentecostal.
Religion.
I'm not used to it. The general is a religious thing.
No. Just hold it because I thought.
The general Pentecostal, whether it's
mindset.
I wasn't in Africa for a long time, so it's whether it's England.
Well, you are going to African churches too? Because I don't.
No, not only African churches. Many churches do that.
You go and pray over this thing?
Like prosperity teachings and things like that. Those are the typical scriptures. Or other ones, and lots of them, like...
Okay, no. Before you go ahead, let me now address that scripture for you.
Okay.
That was, Proverbs 25 verse 2, right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
what you just read. You see?
Yeah.
So I know it. Yeah, I know it of it. Okay. It is the glory of what?
Of God.
Of God.
To conceal
To
a
conceal a matter. It's the glory of God to conceal a matter. And it is the
to search out a matter.
honor or the glory of kings to search it out.
Yes.
So it is the glory of God to conceal a matter, and it is the glory
of
of
kings to
search
search it out,
out.
or the privilege to discover it.
Brilliant passage. Brilliant passage. I teach that all the time. And the way I teach it, and the way I believe that God wants us to teach it is this. That everything, and I mentioned it by passing when I was talking about the book, everything precious has to be concealed. So God conceal. Okay, for example, if I go out to the street right now, I said there are some opportunities that are concealed that you need to search for. But the reason is because they are more precious. So if I go out to the street right now from this house, I will see sand and stones and gravels. Those are very common. That's why they are cheap. They are not precious stones. But if I want to look for precious stones, diamonds, I don't see them just hanging around everywhere like that because they are precious. So they are hidden in the ground or in the stones in some rivers or in some oceans or something. So diamonds, gold, you need to search for them. You need to dig for them. Why? Everything that is easily everywhere seen like that, other people would have taken advantage of it. Or they are cheap. But things that are precious, they are hidden. And that is where glory is. God is the owner of glory. And if you are able to dig into God, everything that he has concealed on the earth, because he created the earth, he created land, he created rivers, he created trees, he created firmament, he created everything. So if you will go into his creation and research, if you will go into his nature, what he has already created, and go and take advantage of them, that's what he said, subdue, go and subdue them, go and cultivate them, go and explore them. That discovery that you will do, that unveiling that you do, not by prayer, it doesn't have to be prayer again. God has already filled everything here on the earth with all his abundance of riches. Oil, the product like Nigeria, black gold, it doesn't come by prayer. Black gold, it's not by prayer. Either you pray or you don't pray, it did there. It has, it has been there before you prayed, even before you were born, before it even came to your mind to pray. Okay, but apart from the oil that is there, it was there before and people didn't know. You know how they found out? They just went to do what they call those people who do archaeologists. Just went to search. The ones who were praying, but before the archaeologists came, there were people praying in that country. Mm-hmm. They never discovered it. The prayer warriors. They didn't.
They're busy.
Not too busy praying.
They were not the ones who discovered it. You know those who discovered it? Those who got their skills together.
That's right.
Who had their instruments together in place.
That's right.
And who went to dig into God's creation. Yeah. God has already hidden it there. Yeah. And by the time those people unveiled it, it became the glory of the whole country. But apart from that oil that is in that ground, in that same country, there are a lot of other wealth like that God has put everywhere he's hidden. So, but you need to go and develop your skills. You need to go and get the expertise. That's how. You need to go and do self-development. You need to go then and search. And dig deep and search everywhere. Search in the trees. I am going to discover medical, pharmaceutical answers to the world. I am going to do it. Because I know how to do it. I'm going to go back to Africa and I'm going to put system in place and I'm going to supply to the world medicine that the world has not seen, that will be curing things faster and better than European something and just because they are hidden in Africa. But we need people, skillful people, to develop their knowledge, to develop their skills, and go and discover what God has already placed there in leaves, in trees, in the soil, in the air, in the atmosphere, in the ocean, in the beaches of Africa, in the soil, in the stones. All kind of precious stones. We could be rich. All those people in your churches, in those your countries, those your Pentecostal people, we call them, that they are going to pray. If all of them has been going to polish their skills, to be good in discovery, to be good in researching, to be good in digging deep into the nature of God, into the creation of God, we will not be having poverty. Can you imagine just one church alone in Nigeria? Let's just empty one church alone. Let's say Redeem only, or Deeper Life alone, or Mountain of Fire. Just make all of them specialists. Give them skills and the ability to dig deep to the creation of God. That what they would all discover, what they will all unveil, will be enough to feed the whole of Africa after Jesus comes. But instead of doing that, they are going in churches to go. They don't not do searching or anything. No. They're just saying and waiting for God to come and do it and unveil it. God no go find that oil for them. Now human being, where they study, where they be in the laboratory, they go find them. That's the way I understand that.
Thank you, sir.
I think you bring the next scripture.
There's different scriptures like that one could come
Can you
through,
believe
but
it?
that the whole
So
understanding
sad.
for what I went my experiences was that
So this will
you
be revolutionary.
Yes,
then.
yes, definitely. The whole idea was that even doctors and lawyers and engineers and all that are all in the churches, and we're all doing prayer and fasting and prayer of agreement, prayer of agreement that
For
God will
what?
reveal opportunities, but you're not really
Are you
seeking them
serious?
yet.
Because when people get
They're
to
not
church,
seeking
even
them.
though they have those titles, lawyers, doctors, something, but when they get to the church, they go and pack their brains.
Yeah.
They suspend their
Yeah.
brain and they
Yeah.
become biomasses.
Yeah.
That's why they are biomasses. What have they revealed? How many of them got Nobel Prize for medicine or for something like that? Or brought pro result? They will just die, and their children will also come and pray and die.
So even those who would go to church, because even those who go to church often, go to work, they're working, but not with the full capacity, because they're still waiting for that anointing. That without that special anointing,
Are you serious?
You're just not going to get it.
Like Michelangelo, eh?
Yeah. Knock on the door.
The Michelangelo?
Yes.
What prayer did he pray? What church? Whose denomination? Maybe Salvador Dali? Maybe Beethoven?
I don't know. I have no idea.
No, I'm mentioning the people who had the greatest inventions
Yeah.
without doing all those religious stuff.
Yeah. I agree.
Maybe like Einstein, Albert Einstein.
I agree.
What church did they go to?
For me, that was the real myth buster, sitting down and listening, because I was just having flashbacks of, of all the different business church seminars. No, we have
Even church seminars?
yeah, there are business church seminars where you go for business.
And they'll be
church
teaching those
seminars.
things?
Yes, and you pray
No.
through. Yeah, big time, you pray
Are you
through.
serious?
Yeah. Yeah. But you're not being taught to go out and research. You're not being taught to
go for
dig
it.
deep. You're not being taught to go out, like you said, look at the leaf, look at the tree, look at the air, look at the sun and sand. You're not being taught that. You're being
you
told to
serious?
bring down the anointing. Yeah.
So they need you.
Yes, they do.
No, I'm just.
I'm still a power mass. I'm working on it.
No, I'm just. You are making me to discover.
I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you are just making me to discover
really,
how desperate then the body of Christ needs me. If this is true, what you are saying,
Yes.
it means our Africa
I
or
don't
whatever
know
they.
what you guys think, but I know this is my experience. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah, they comment there too.
Yeah.
They are commenting. What are they commenting?
Yeah.
Yeah, they comment in agreement with
No,
us.
microphone, so.
Microphone.
They agree with her?
Yeah.
Wow.
I have here, she's
You have
serious.
your relatives there. The ones who have been through all those things.
So I have here, she's serious DSA.
Wow.
You're so right. That's touch cool. And then Ifeoma says, you're so right, sis. We pray for God to give us opportunity. Meanwhile, it is looking at us everywhere. She's serious. Justin says she's serious, even in Europe, black or white church.
Yeah.
Wow.
Matthew said, hear wisdom. I think that's when you were talking.
Yeah, wisdom. Yeah,
Prayer warriors never discover oil. They're laughing. Okay.
Statement.
So this is just the agreement. I can start from the top again. Okay. Somebody's agreeing with Chioma, saying that for me, there's no point reading any other book until I finish reading all the essays and apply all I have learned.
Education is starting here. Repeat. Education is starting here all over again.
Dr. Sunday is saying education is starting here all over again. Adorable I says, very true at Chioma. Chidi is saying good evening. And then Romana says, God will never stop blessing you, DSA, and your team. You're a real life transformer. I am blessed knowing you through Facebook. I have not started reading your books, but I will read as many of them as that I can. Where do you get them in Nigeria? Romanus, this is Chioma. You need to contact Chioma, and she's left a contact as well, a number. So it's Chioma on, she's also on the platform.
And our telephone is here. Right?
Yes, it's also there.
No, tell her that our telephone.
Okay, let me read the telephone out. She wrote it.
You don't need to read it because you are losing focus. Okay. Let them find it there. Just mention that our telephone is written there.
Okay, and her telephone is there. If you have WhatsApp, you can add that onto WhatsApp as well. Okay, she's already in touch. Yeah. And Chioma is contacting. Yeah. Okay. Winfred says, never reject an opportunity because it seems impossible. Never reject an opportunity because it looks new or uncommon to you. Never reject an opportunity because it's not immediate benefit to you. Never reject an opportunity because of the opposition of others. DSA. So I think that's the quote that he says. Ufoma is sending you love, Tatiana.
Yeah, she was good. You are really good.
And then there's more agreement with Mrs. Banjoko.
Okay.
Amachi, DSA can't speak. Okay. Now, Amachi says, if there's a better word than this desperation, that is what describes Africa predicaments. And OK says, since I discovered DSA, I know I am sane. Out there.
Sane.
I am sane.
Is normal.
Yes.
Okay.
Out there, insane. Out there, insane. Love you, DSA. That's all I can see so far.
You have some more comments for them? You have the comments? Okay.
You have something to say? No, to say. You have something to say?
Oh,
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yes. Actually, I talk about who am I and why am I here. I talk about that book a lot. And I'm almost about finished extracting a few points out of it. And the book that I have on my table right now is this book here. So I'm very, very excited that I have a little idea of what's in the book. Some of the things that he was talking about from the book, he was talking about like the excuses that we make for not taking opportunities. Or maybe this opportunity, I won't be able to do it. Or this opportunity is too big. Or this opportunity seems impossible. Or this opportunity, I don't think I have enough money for it to come through. Or this opportunity came at the wrong time. Or it's not convenient, and so on and so forth. So when he says that life is full
of opportunities, it means that we are just missing it. Like someone said that we're missing it minute by minute, hour by hour, and that's how full life's opportunity is. So I wanted to talk about something that happened yesterday after we had our program in the evening. And I had shared about library and putting the books in. And I just got a message from somebody saying they heard my story about going to London and going to a library and finding out that they actually need volunteers that had something to say to the community. And they would find volunteers, but it wasn't interesting. My cousin said that they went to, it wasn't really exciting, but even sometimes they went and the volunteers weren't there anyway. So the library had this great need, and so what I did when I got to the library is I got the information about the library, and I found out all kinds of things. And I could see where we could use this opportunity of the library needing people to come and make presentations about things that make sense for the community. And the reason why I knew this is because I have been studying libraries. Like, that's one of my projects, is how to get past the Sunday's books into libraries through presentation and by having his books in the library, before presentation, and then after presentations, the books are available for people to borrow. And so somebody called me yesterday and said they were interested in this vision, that they wanted to join me with the vision, and the person was in London. So I told the person, I said, fantastic. I said, but how about we talk about this tomorrow evening? So after I talked to the person, I said, hey, I'm going to see how can I do London, help somebody in London with the libraries and this and that. But something happened. I realized I had already done so much work on libraries in the United States, the one around me and some other specific big libraries there. I had found out so much information about libraries, and I could actually understand how I could get this information into the library. So I just thought to myself, you know what? I could help this person. So I called the person today, and I gave them the system that I have been using. But I know one thing is that when you're helping people, the best way to help them is to let them do most of the work. So I told her, I said, how many libraries do you have around you? So she looked it up. She said, I actually have 3 libraries. How far are they from you? Some were just 3 minutes, some were just a walk, and so on. So I gave her an idea. I said, go and find out. Another thing I did when I was in London is, where I was born, I went to the city council and I got their brochure that tells you everything that's going on in the borough. It will tell you their problems, they will tell you their crime rates, everything. You will know everything about that borough. So I went to go and find out to see if I was going to volunteer back in that borough for just a few weeks, what is it that they need help with? Where can I help them? And I found out right away. So I told her, go to your city hall, go get the information about what is going on in your borough. What is the needs that they have? And then you can focus your messages to the need of your borough, what they actually need. I said, then you can start making presentations about that need. And then you can start providing the materials, which is books, for that need to the library. So when you are making your presentation, you're saying at the same time, hey, I got if you want the full details of this presentation, the books are already here in the library. Go ahead and go borrow the book, and then you'll get the full story. So anyway, what I found myself doing is that all the knowledge that I had been gathering together to fully impact the libraries, I actually had somebody in an entire different country who just desired to do it. And at one time I would have lost that opportunity because I would have said, oh, London, how will I ever keep up? And I don't even know anything about London. But because of the work that I had been doing before, I just transferred that knowledge to this need and to this opportunity that has come. And then I went back and I found that there's another gentleman or a couple of other people too that are also interested in finding out how they can also get into the library. But the other good thing about getting into the library that I want to quickly say is that the space is free. You don't have to pay for the space. As much buildings as we're buildings of as Christians is wonderful, but we need to be in the library where there's nothing going on. That is an opportunity to put our foot in and start delivering things that people need in their communities. And the libraries are looking for such people to deliver those kind of information. So I'm glad that I took advantage of that opportunity, and I look forward to see how far this is going to go. Thank you.
It's like I saw you, Kate. Did you write something about libraries?
Yeah.
Maybe you need to talk about it now.
Okay.
Why is it that you won't take advantage? If I had not called you,
I just came up with idea.
if I did not call you, you'll be sitting down there.
Okay.
You'll be sitting down there.
I actually didn't even hear what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
because you are not hearing what we're talking about. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
I was,
And you are supposed to be here.
okay, I was going through Goodreads, and I found out that there are like 35 pages of suggestions of different libraries. And I just went to one library, which is in Seattle, public library, and I found out that they have a form to request the purchase of a book. So if we organize ourselves, and if we decide for, I think that it's better to decide which book we would like to suggest them to purchase, and like 20 or 30 people will write a request to this library, then they will consider our they will consider what we suggest them. Then they have the latest arrivals, or what is how it's released. So they have the place where they have like 6 new books arrived or something like this. So people will be exposed to this information, and we also will see that the book arrived, and we can also help to make it to spread the information about this. Even maybe make an advertisement for people living in Seattle and who have interest in libraries, so that we target the audience that is visiting libraries. And this can be strategic. We can analyze all libraries that have such a form. I suppose that in USA most of libraries, they can have this form. Like they have websites that are organized. So we can influence like this if we organize ourselves. So I have already placed a vote, so that you will vote for the book, and then we just go and we request this library to purchase the book.
Brilliant.
And then when I came back to Census here, I heard you were talking about libraries, so it was interesting.
Oh, okay, it's famous over there to say something.
Okay, I wanted to say something that's in line with the content of the book. Said life is full of opportunities, and also that in the key of serving and the key of persistence. So first about life being full of opportunities. When Pastor was talking about it, it occurred to me that yes, life is full of it. So by the time we're taking one opportunity, we should take it like there's no tomorrow. We're not doing it like this is what we want to do for the whole time. As effective as or as efficient as possible, finish that opportunity, because one opportunity builds on for the next one.
Yep.
And also, the part of the content that said service or to serve, it's really true that I really got to pastor or got here. I was not planning to come to DSA'S house or anything. It was just a drive to serve. My point was just, I was looking for what can this man not do for himself? And I knew I could do a kind of music and this, and even there's no how he can learn it. Yeah, he can learn the ability, but right now he would never do that again. so I did that, and after doing that also, it was another thing I know he couldn't do for himself now is most of the books that he's trying to translate. So even when I came here, because of the audio, I was giving him that, Pastor, I would like to. I was the one even telling him, I know you have so many books you want to do, but I would like to. Just the drive to serve, but it was bringing more opportunities. And then they said something of, this is a very good example for this, that because you're not, the opportunity is not common to you, don't throw it away. Pastor will not believe that I've never made a video in my life.
Wow.
The video I made for him was the first.
Wow.
But I knew that one opportunity might lead to another, and I just knew that, okay, I want to do it in a way it will benefit him, and benefiting Pastor is benefiting everybody. So I knew somehow this man might come and ask me, because we might, okay, so how can people see this? So when I did that audio, I was like, this may come. So she said something that famous is the smart or something. I've come to understand it most times. It's not because I'm smart. I'm not even. That's not my area.
I said smartest.
He's doing medicine.
Yeah, but there's just this courage to, we'll take it, we'll do it, even if we fail. And Pastor notices that every time they come in with one small comment that you can do this, I'll say thank you. The next video, all he said, that's what I'm going to learn. So when Pastor said, can you make a video? It was that moment I said yes. I was looking for all the apps, the YouTube, to learn how to make video, and made the first video and sent. And he said, oh, very good. Can you do this? Everything he was saying, can you add? I'll go and look for it. But it was uncommon. I've not done a video in my life before.
Wow.
I've never done a video in my life. So,
Even live.
no, he said, can. He didn't say, have you ever done it? He said, can you do it?
Yes.
I said, I looked at it, I told myself, I said, it will push me.
Opportunity.
If I take the extra mile, the book also said if you're willing to go the extra mile, I know if I can take the extra mile, push myself, because I was not doing it for pay, it's just free. So can you do it? I said, I want to do it for this man. I can do it.
And it was after he did it that I now suggested the pay.
Yeah, after I did it, then Pastor said, okay,
Not
I
before.
can pay you if you do this.
Yes.
Pastor, is it the small one clip that we saw? I don't know.
I can put
And
on this.
yes, and I asked you, who is the guy? Who made the video? And you answered,
Yeah, I think you
I
like
will
the
call
music.
him now, and we didn't pick them the time.
No, not that one,
He
but
did-
a similar one to that.
Okay.
So in my case, you see, I was an amateur, but it was just the persistence, the drive to serve, and to face something uncommon. I was willing to fail and try again and be corrected. There was nothing. It just say what I needed to do, and I would do it more. And so I really agree with a lot of the principles in this book. I could just see them clearly.
Because it's working for you.
Because it's working for me. I could see them just doing these things, and it works. Yeah. Thank you.
It's like to see something in nothing, yeah?
Yes.
It's like to...
We're famous.
Well, life is an opportunity. What can I say? I've just been in listening mode.
Say it.
Listening. What it's time to say. One beautiful thing about listening to Pastor is that he has so much practical insight. And the beauty of practical things is that it's left with you to go and implement. If you are wise enough and sensitive enough, you can actually pick up what he's trying to say and begin to, one by one, turn on your own light, the light in your life. Like if it's dark in your life, you can actually turn on the light by yourself. One after the other, one after the other. The ability to seek the opportunity to serve, find an avenue to deploy your gifts, there's something you can do better than anybody. There's something that comes easy with you. Even if it's just one thing, go ahead and ignite that, and you'll begin to see results. And if you like the results you see from doing the first one, then you can pick up the next one and implement it again. And then you see results. And that should encourage you to keep going. And the more you go, the more you find yourself begin to climb higher and higher. But you have to, first of all, listen for one thing that you can do, because there could be so many things going on in your life and you're like confused, where do I start, But if you just calm down and just ask yourself, what is one thing that I can do that will make a difference? Or just listen, or take one of the books or one of the videos and just listen. I've been a proponent a long time ago that messages should be free. I said it almost 20 years ago. There is no need to sell your message, because the very person who needs it can't even have breakfast. They need those words the most. I mean, you go to church and it was a beautiful service. The message was so beautiful. but you can't afford the CDs because in series 1, series up to series 24. And then the ones who work in oil companies and shells will just put your hand in the pocket, buy it, and just walk away. But you are in the dark. You need that message the most. And you could literally, you know, go on your knees and say, please, just, if I can just hear these words a couple more times, it'll change my life. You know, there was a situation, I think in one of Kenneth Copeland's biography, he said he drove his rickety car to Kenneth Hagin's events and said, I don't have money for tapes, but I know this car is rickety and it's probably what, next to nothing. Can you take this car and give me tapes?
Are you serious?
Yes, it's published. And Hagin looked at him and said, just give him whatever he wants in messages, as much messages as he wants. Just load this car with those messages.
I was hungry.
Because he was hungry for the word. You know, so all these messages pastor is preaching and putting online for free. You know, a lot of us have been tempted to say, pastor, just package this in and sell it. Or put it in a digital
I give
library.
people freedom to do that.
And pastor say, no, it's free.
No. I say anybody who wants to sell it, go and do it. But my own will be free.
Yes.
Well, you can go and make money for it for yourself.
You know, and
Go and make money. Yeah.
so, I mean, that alone has made you rich.
Yes.
Take the tapes.
So
if
I
you
have
want to
someone
sell
doing
it.
that already,
Yes,
yeah.
and go sell it.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have no reason now to be broke. Literally, this is just manna from heaven.
Go and sell it for money.
Go sell it for money.
Yeah.
If you don't
And
know
use it
what
to
to
feed
do,
your family.
feed your family. I mean, it sounds too good to be true. We're having breakfast this morning, Maya and I, and you know, we're talking about, you know, how we can sustain the system. How can the system pay for itself? And then we always run into road bumps. Pastor will not sell this tapes. Pastor will not sell this one. You know, and then it occurred to me, this is very uncommon and unprecedented and trailblazing that you can find somebody who is not interested in selling his materials for any financial gain. His sole purpose is to reach the unreached, and especially those who cannot afford those messages. They need it more than anybody. So he made it free. So if you have even if you have a quarter of a brain, you know, in your head, you can go get those videos and listen to them. They are free. Over 500 hours. I mean, I'm just underestimating it because some of those videos are 3 hours. So at least we know we have 500 messages, minimum of an hour a piece. So literally some of the messages that are 2-3 hours could have put those videos over 1,000 hours off. And then even if you just listen to, like today, you know, when he was teaching, I was over there working on the system, and he said something that, you know, I jumped up from my chair because I love it when he comes with force and just dishes it out. It's as if somebody jerks in your spirit and just wakes you up. When he picked the book and slammed on his head and says, use your brain. How literal can that be? It's so literal. Use that brain. It's working if you put it to work. And I just woke up, I was like, oh, wait a minute. And I was like, oh, was supposed to shout at somebody? You're like, no, he's actually giving out instructions. For the first time in your life, try to use your brain for once. Some of us have been on earth for 50 years, 70 years. We've never used the brain for one day because we are so emotional. We're driven by all this peripheral emotions, mundane things, food, drink, water. There's some people that will kill you even if you stay in their shoe. Just as little as that. They're so attached to earthly things, you know, things to eat, my job, my wife, my children, my this, me. It's like going to a nursery school and you see those kids fighting. Aunties, me, he beat me, he touched me, he pinched me. It's all about you. It's all about you. It's not about somebody else. You don't learn how to detach yourself and connect yourself to another person's challenges and say, how can I be a blessing to this person? That's one of the things he was talking about, finding opportunity to serve. What need is influence if it's not used? you know, what he said something earlier today. If you're beautiful and nobody says, "Wow, you look beautiful," there's something wrong with you. Because what need is your beauty if we don't admire it? I mean, even religion makes us not to admire a woman's beauty. Because we're so religious, we don't want to appear as if we're flirting. She is beautiful. Tell her.
Are you blind?
Can't you see she's beautiful? Use your eyes. You know? Religion. And I was having dinner with someone, and this young man came to serve us. And when he brought the food and all that stuff, I looked at him and said, "Oh, you're such a handsome man." Then, you know, my friend looked at me and said, "Are you gay?" I said, "Can't you see he's a handsome man?" He said, "Yes, I know he's handsome."
But the problem is that why is it that you are more comfortable telling the man that is handsome, and the lady you probably didn't. You are not comfortable. They say you are lustful, or you like her.
Oh, you like her. But you know, personally, I can compliment very well. You know, if I see that you're handsome, I'll tell you you're handsome. If I see you're beautiful, I say you are a beautiful person. Yes. You know, but some people will not receive it because they're so religious. Oh, he's flirting with me. Yeah. I'm just merely saying you're beautiful or you're handsome. And then from there, you know, acknowledging him, you know, he became comfortable in himself, in his skin, and started telling me about his life. I thought he was from Cambodia or something, or one Asian country. He said, "No, I'm from El Salvador." I'm like, "Wait a minute, you don't look like that." So he began to open up. He was supposed to not talk to me. He was supposed to just stand there and attend to me. He was supposed to just, you know, hold that, what do you call it? They put on
the napkin.
That napkin, they put it here and you know, just pour me my drink or whatever. But I acknowledged him, you know, and we began to talk. You know, while I was waiting for my food to be served by the other people, he would just attend to the drink. I you know, engaged him in a conversation, and he began to tell me about himself. You know, how he is waiting to bring his family to the U.S. and he's been in the U.S. for 3 years now without his wife and 2 children, and he's really believing. And you know, so from there, I just connected with him. He was serving me. He was supposed to be a nobody, no face, nothing, but I acknowledged him. A complete nobody, all because I said, "You look like a handsome, you are a handsome man." You know, so religion kind of tie down people's brain. You can't even tell somebody, "Oh, that shirt you're wearing is so beautiful, I like it." And just be happy for the other person. Wow. Just be happy for the other person. It doesn't have to be about you. You know, because we wish it was us all the time. Because we're not in that mode to serve. So when Pastor said, he said, of what need is your voice if you don't use it? Of what need is your beauty if nobody appreciates it? Of what need is what you have if it's not being put to work? Humanity needs what you have. Yes. You need to look for ways to put what you have to work, so that humanity can begin to enjoy you for the first time in your entire life. For the first time, you've been hanging on earth with all your gifts buried, and it's time that we begin, because a lot of us are going to die with what we brought to the earth without ever unfolding it. And it's in that place of service that we begin to find our place of calling and begin to find our place of relevance. If you come into a place and you leave and nobody notices a vacuum, then something is wrong with you. You know, Pastor said in one of his videos, he said, if you're in a city for 6 months and they don't know you're there, something is wrong, because you're not meeting the need of your community. And you see, all these words, if you just sit down and once again, use that brain to think about those words and just meditate, and how can I put myself to work? How can I be of use? How can I be a blessing to other people? You discover your relevance. You become important. For the first time, you begin to serve humanity, because of what need, of what use this influence. Pastor is one person who, I love this man so much. You guys have no idea. I love Pastor with all my heart. He brings these things he teaches to life when he tells you of what need is influence. If Pastor has a lot of influence, just coming around him makes you feel like you want to fly, makes you feel like you can do it. It's like he's pushing you, go get it done, go get it done. And it's not like, oh, go get it done for me. You know, it's not about him. Go get it done for yourself and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
It's for yourself. So of what need is influence? The kind of influence he carries, he has an open door policy. He wants you to enjoy the benefit of getting to meet him, of getting to have access, and the feeling you walk away with, that assurance that I can get it done. Because like he was saying this evening, God believes in us. You need to give yourself permission to believe in yourself. Even though God believes in you, it's not going to be anything until you begin to believe in your own self. That's why he says those things that he says, that self-confidence, you need to believe in yourself more than you believe in God to be useful on the earth. For crying out loud, God believes in you. He believes in you. And you know, sometimes when I talk to people, I tell them, I believe in you. And I've seen the reaction it brings. You know, I see them telling me, but, I can do this, but. Once they start giving me but, then I start giving them, I believe in you. I believe in you. For crying out loud, I believe in you. Why can't you believe in yourself? And you keep telling them, after a while, you see them, they just lighten up. Because they've been sabotaging their own gifts. They've been putting a stumbling block for themselves. So God is not intimidated if you believe in yourself. He's not shallow-minded. So life is an opportunity. There's so much you can do. All you just have to do is to hang around the DSA family and things will begin to happen in your life. You know, books will come out. Yes, come around us, we are happening. You see, so, you know, Pastor was talking about what product is your life producing yesterday. You are forced to begin to look in what it is. What can I give this world? Some of you are carrying the solution to cancer, solution to HIV, solution to all these diseases. But we will not put it to work because we don't believe in ourselves. Let me tell you, when God made man, he said, everything I made is good. What he's telling you is that I believe in what I made.
Yes.
It's just like Toyota, the manufacturer of Toyota, telling you, I made Toyota Corolla. And then they give you a manual and say, this manual, you know, this car can do this car can do that. They believe in their products.
Right.
So they give you a manual and tell you what that car can do. Now, God made us and give us the Bible. And inside, you will see the things that you can achieve. And he says you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. A lot of us don't even believe that. That's the manual. Why do you adapt the manual to your life that tells you how you can function, that you can do anything, absolutely anything you set your mind to? And you don't even need God. A lot of us who think it's fallacy, you don't need God to be successful. Richard Branson. Do you think Richard Branson threatens God? Oh, God is threatened by Richard Branson. His legs are shaking because he doesn't believe. Can you imagine? Do you understand how big God is? He's so generous that he gave us the ability to achieve it on our own. So what I'm really taking away with me tonight is that fact that of what need is influence if influence is not put to work? Of what need is your voice if you're not using it? Of what need is, if you're tall, figure out a way to use your height to the glory of the King of God for the kingdom. If you're short, figure out a way to use that unique height for the kingdom. If you're big, figure out a way to use it for the kingdom. There's always something in you that the kingdom can use for the advancement of every other person that you serve. Thank you so much, Pastor.
Wonderful. That is Jefferson right there. Brilliant. He has enriched you. I hope you will do something with that word of courage and faith. Where is famous? Let's make you more famous. Since you are coming here for the first time, let me show you the video that he did. That I said that he can work for as long as he wants. He knows the proposal that he has. Sorry, I have to put on the... mission is to make God visible. Our mission is to make God visible. That is our mission. We are supposed to make God visible. That is our primary mission on the earth. Each one of us is supposed to make God visible. That is our duty. That's our calling. It is an integral part of our lives. We should make it the focal point of our lives, that our life must be dedicated to making God visible. So God wants to dwell in millions of people, in billions of people, for a purpose only, for one single purpose. What purpose? So that every person in whose heart, in whose spirit God dwells in, will see it as his or our duty to daily manifest God, to daily reveal God. He will see it as his life purpose to reveal God through his image, to manifest God in everything he does. Only tangible human physical person can reveal God. That is the whole agenda of God. That's the whole purpose. That we will have people who will reveal him in physical human flesh. God needs your flesh. God needs your hands. God needs your feet. God needs your mouth. God needs your eyes. God needs you physical. So that you will build for him. So that you will talk for him. So that you will see for him. God is here on the earth too, but he cannot do anything. He's limited. And what makes him limited? He doesn't have flesh. He doesn't have physical being. You have something that God doesn't have. God needs you. The whole purpose of us being here is that God, who is already spirit, wants to be made visible. His wisdom must be converted into visible manifestation. That's why we have electricity. Electricity is part of God's wisdom that is converted into physical manifestation. That's why we have buildings, beauty, and we have all the great things we are enjoying. These things were all in the spiritual realm. They were all in the spirit. They were converted through the wisdom of God and through the understanding, and they were converted to physical world. It is only when all these spiritual experiences are converted into physical manifestation, then they benefit man. Then they glorify God on the earth. In man, the invisible God is manifesting himself in the physical realm, in the physical body. So the whole earth is yearning for the manifestation, for full manifestation of God, and that is of the sons of God. God is no more coming to manifest. The manifestation should be through sons of God now, through children of God. And that's what all of God is waiting, that we will all create something, manifest something, find a way to make God popular, to make God visible. Through manifestation of sons of God, we make God visible, we make God popular, we make God glorified. No one has seen God, and God wants to make himself seen. No one has seen God, but God wants himself to be seen. No one has seen God, but God wants himself to be manifested. So even nature, he created everything, so that through nature, through his creation, people might see him and glorify him. Sun has its own tabernacle by shining. He's making God manifested. The moon is shining, making God manifested. How are you making God manifested? How are you manifesting God? How are you making God known? Our mission is to make God visible on a daily basis through all we do, through all our actions, through all everything we do. We are supposed to make God visible. Show the hero. And did you hear what Famous said? He said he never did that before.
On this occasion of
That's the one that followed. I think it came automatically. And then you have to come back. Come back. Thank you, Famous. So Famous just decided he just did my voice before and the music and put it on the music. So I proposed to him Why don't you make it a video? Put some photographs. Make it catchy. So he did that. Now I told him my goal. Let me tell you my goal. I have over 500 messages, actually, you know, yeah, more than that, but I have these 500 messages to start with that I want to have all of them in small snippets like this, not more than 5 minutes. Even though the messages itself proper will be 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, but I will need a small snippet. So look into the video and catch the most catchy moment, pass the message across. So we'll have the short snippet, but with dynamism of the whole thing. So anybody could see, because the punch, the snippet of the message, like now, our mission is to make God visible. It's clear, just in 5 minutes. So maybe there are some people out there that could also do the same video. If Famous, who had never done videos before, was able to learn this just by, you know, a matter of a week by himself, maybe we could also do something like this. So if you are able to do something like this, videos like this, you know, come. And when he told me he was a student, I just knew what to do. I said, and he was doing it for me just to bless me, just for free. He had the good right heart. But when I saw that he was a student, I said, you have a deal. Let me pay you for this. He said, you want to pay? I said, yes, let me just pay you for it. Why should you just be doing it? You're a student now. So you got a deal, you got a contract. If you want to be making money every week, you'll be making it. If you want to make every month, you'll be making it. If you want to make money, as much as possible, you'll make it. But there's so much work to do because I keep on talking. It will not be enough for you alone. So we need as many people as possible to do this. Then we were talking with Jeff. That's why he had to come back. Because then he told me that there is a whiteboard version. And I've been looking because it's the, like, what they call cartoon.
Yes,
the cartoon animation version. Tell us about that. Maybe somebody will also know what this is, so I want to do it.
Yes, so we decided to come up with the animation version of those pastors' message snippets, where we capture those most powerful moments in those in a very long message. You just look for those catchy points and compress them. You really can't compress everything, but we just figure out which one works best. Compress them between 2 to 3 or 4 minutes video animation snippet, because research shows that animation videos are being watched than normal videos. People want to watch animation whiteboard storyboarding. So we started doing that already. I think we have 6 of them lined up for today that, you know, we're going to be converted into animation. And thanks to Famous, we started with the ones that he already compressed together. And then we also took the one that Pastor taught today, where he was talking about use your brain. We want to put it into... Because I keep hearing a lot of people echo to me. They said there was something he said about some people's skull is burial ground for their brain. It's actually the coffin where the brain is dead. You know?
It was last week.
Yes, and that resonates with me a lot. And I'm like, wait a minute. Truth be told, people are carrying coffin on their head all over the place. The brain is buried in there. It's not working. You know, so I feel like those kind of videos will wake people up to take action for their lives. You know, it's like a lot of people are arrested. Their spirits are being tied down by inactivity for so long that they've gotten used to it. You know, it's not me. I'm not the one that's going to take charge. I'm not the one that's going to do something about it. I'm not. But let me tell you, the relevance your life would take is connected to these problems you engage. When, you know, one of other pastors' book talks about where there's a problem, there's money. Where there's a problem, there's an opportunity. Every challenge you engage and solve will create relevance for your life. You're as relevant as the kind of problems you solve. If your boss is paying you $2 an hour, $5 an hour, and you're complaining, complaining is not what you should be doing. You shouldn't be complaining, because
solve more problems.
Yes, solve the problem equivalent to the money you want to collect. If you look at a doctor, there's a reason why they are paid that kind of money. There's a reason why engineers or whatever, and you don't even have to be an engineer. There's a lot of people
Even a cleaner.
cleaner. Even cooks. There are cooks who make more money than doctors. Even basketball players. They just one match. They've made all the money the doctor will make in a whole year. Just one match for the year, and they have so many weekly matches they play. You know? So find a problem to solve that is commensurate with the kind of comfort and the kind of blessing you need to be dishing out to this world. And immediately you find out people will begin to negotiate with you appropriately because of the problem you're solving for the community. That's how you become relevant in life. And it's so easy to be successful around Pastor Dr. Sunday. So easy if you can engage your brain. Just come closer and allow your spirit to soak in the things you're hearing. Sometimes it might not hit you when you're with him. It might hit you after you've gone to bed, or you're just quiet. Then it will hit you. It will dawn on you what he was trying to tell you earlier on, because maybe that's when it traveled past your mind and finally got to your spirit, because that's where the word of God needs to work. The other day he was talking about how to consume the word of God and where the word of God will actually work. It's like taking somebody giving you a capsule and say, this capsule will bless you. Then you put it in your hand and put it in your pockets. You will die. The problem will persist until you swallow that pill. Because when you swallow that pill needs an environment. When it gets there, then it will begin to do what it's supposed to do. So the word that you hear, a lot of us need to, just take out time and just go lock ourselves up. Stop praying, stop fasting, all those things. It's not helping, it's not working. And you discover those who pray, those prayer warriors, if they bring out their Bible, the pages will be falling off. They can't buy a new Bible. Because you spend your time praying, and God is not asking you to pray. There's a huge misconception in the body of Christ. We come to church, and why is it that the church is growing big, but people's life are growing lean. Because we are focusing on the wrong things. We're building cathedrals, we're building organizations that God didn't ask us to build. That's why if you go to all these countries, some of these countries you can't even find one church. But when you land in those countries, it's as if you're in heaven. Yeah. The runway is clean. Everything is so tidy. There's order. And it's as if the word of God you are preaching in Nigeria is working in Saudi Arabia. That's where the word is working, not in your own country. And then we'll all, the roads are bad. We'll drive bad roads to get into the church. And then we bring inside the church for the government to fix the road. Dude, you just passed the bad road. You could have fixed it. Yeah. It's not time to pray. It's time to engage in research. Some of us are not supposed to be in churches listening to the pastor. We're supposed to be locked up in a laboratory, figuring out solutions to scientific issues, scientific problems that needs urgent critical attention. And I've oftentimes said it, that if this world was populated only by Christians, we would still have been in the dark ages.
Yes.
Because none of us would have figured any solution to anything.
The modern Christians.
Yes.
The Protestants, the early Protestants and the early Christians changed the world.
They changed the world.
We went to sleep.
We went to sleep. If this world, just imagine that every country you went to is filled with Pentecostals of today. This world will be so raggedy.
We're shouting hallelujah.
We'll be shouting because we won't be discovering anything. Because, we're not using our brains. The minute we get to church, we dump our brain at the entrance. And then we'll get there, and then the pastor will climb on your head and be matching you and says, I'm a witch, I need to fly like a witch. Then you all lift him up. And then he'll be speaking. Oh my goodness. So we need to engage. Everything God gave us is actually working. The brain is working. There was a homeless man that was begging on the streets of I don't know which state they found him, but he was America. But I'm trying to remember the state where they discovered him. He was just begging, but he has a good voice. Yeah, that's right. And then he was using the voice to beg, like this baritone voice.
It's America.
Yes, he would pass by and say, "Oh, can you give me something?" So a man saw him and said, "This is a good radio voice." Your voice can actually be used in radio station, and everybody will tune in. So what he did was he said, okay, you know what, I'm going to drive back and I'm going to drive towards you, and I want you to introduce yourself with your voice again, and act like a radio presenter. So he pulled out his camera and approached him the second time, and the man did it, and he posted it on YouTube, and it went viral. He had millions of hits. Just even YouTube hits alone will give you money. And he's begging on the street with gold in his voice. From there, he became an instant hit. He was in every radio station you can think of. He was given contracts upon contract, voiceover recording projects, worth millions of dollars. But this man was homeless.
In the street.
In the streets! With what God gave him.
Opportunities are everywhere.
Everywhere. And he was carrying his own right there in his...
In the streets.
In the streets. And then you wonder why a lot of people die without actualizing what God gave them. Actually, the very first time I got to the US and I saw beggars on the street, I thought it was a joke. Because my conception, how they painted for you was completely different from the realities I saw on ground. And then, I thought it was a joke, or maybe it was some sort of a make-believe. So I asked my host, like, is this guy for real? Like, is he really stranded? And she said, oh, yes, he's stranded. Like, he's been... And it was winter. So cold, like -12. Did he sleep here overnight? He said he slept in this place overnight. And I said, okay, wait a minute. Okay, let's backtrack. Does he have an American passport? He said, yes, he was born on American soil. I couldn't take it because the same passport he was holding could have changed his life.
Wow.
Right in his hands was the tool he needed. He didn't know who he was. The strategic position of his birth, by mere fact that he was born in the US, gave him a lot of opportunities that other people in other countries would kill themselves to get. Yet he's broke on the street. Something was broken inside of him. Something was broken inside of this man. That was why he was on the street. And I asked myself, do you know who you are and you're on the street, on the floor? Do you have a social security? He said he had. You have a passport? I'm like, oh my goodness. And immigrants will come and do anything under the sun to get a passport that he already has. But he had it, he could not use it. That's the same aberration happening in the body of Christ. The same thing happening in Africa right now. We have oil in Nigeria, but we don't have a refinery that is... Other people will come to Nigeria and take our oil and then come back and sell it to us again, and we'll pay for it.
Yeah, that's right.
Is the brain working? Tell me if the brain is working.
Switch on
So
the
you're
brain.
telling me that there are 200 million people, none of their brain, not one person's brain is working to know how to refine the oil without having to sell it. And the people who mine the oil mine it for free. And then they come back and sell our product, they sell it back to us. And we pay them to buy what belongs to us. Because we cannot mine what belongs to us and refine it. The oil that Nigeria is mining every day, if we can take those bitumen and all those things that comes out, the byproduct of those petrol, of crude oil, we would tar the roads. We will not have any pothole in Nigeria because we have so much coming out. But we're not using it. Our brains are not working. Because we decided to shut it down and pack it somewhere. And then you will see humanity, somebody will be walking and then they will switch off light on his head. Without his permission, they will take the light. And they say, oh, NEPA has come. And then they will not give you light for another 3 months. They have decided to mortgage your destiny and shut down your productivity. And yet we are quiet. So that in itself is an opportunity. So we just need to wake up, because we can't just keep going on and on and on and on, because there is so much to do. And now even the body of Christ, we just sit down and say, we're going to wait for the government. If the government will not provide electricity, why can't believers rise up and provide it for ourselves? Nobody says you cannot build a windmill. Nobody says you can't do that for yourself. There is no such law that says you cannot provide your own electricity. That's the only way we know how to provide our own electricity is go and buy a pass my neighbor generator. They will pull it. Then once that generator is making noise, we want to show our neighbors that we're richer than them. So life is an opportunity. Each of Pastor's books are always loaded. You can just start a university on one. I think yesterday Pastor was saying that each book is a university on its own. It is an institution. You can develop a manual. You can develop a workbook. And Pastor will not stop you. If you pick up one of this book and read it and say, okay, I'm going to write a workbook to this or a manual, Pastor is not going to stop you and say, no, don't touch my book.
Someone from Zambia just got rid of my books and wrote 3 workbooks for himself and for his country. Started groups, study groups, just schools, universities.
See. Life is an opportunity, and the opportunity is right in front of me, right here. I'm holding one. I could just sit down now and say, okay, I'm going to write a manual for this. Pastor's not going to say, well, but can I discipline myself enough to sit down and study this book and come up with a manual? That discipline is what's now lacking. And for Person's birthday alone, there are 50 books that came out. So you have options. If you don't like this, you should like the other one. By the time you got to the 15th book, you should have found the one you love, that resonates with your spirit, that you think you can do something about. Now the baton is in your hands to run with it. Decide to put your legs to work. It's actually working. Try that brain. You see if it's working. It's actually working. Eyes that can see. What he was saying this evening. Ears that can hear. Mind that can process information. Once we do this, there's no need. This is not about prayer. We've prayed enough. The kind of prayer we have in Nigeria is stored in heaven for quintillion generations. We've prayed enough. We've prayed enough. That's why some of these Caucasians, they will come to Nigeria and then they'll be praying. One of those women, she came out from her window and says, "Stop disturbing God. God is sleeping." Because in the morning they will pray, in the afternoon they will pray, in the night they will pray.
God is tired of your prayers.
She couldn't sleep. So she came out on the balcony and said, "Stop disturbing God. He needs a break." God needs a break. We're doing the wrong things. So it'll be an abomination to hear all these things and still remain the way you are. Just remain the way you are. You just cannot. It's unacceptable to stay in your level of comfort, of docileness, where we're sleeping. Because there's so much you can do now. You have a tool in your hand. You have a resource that you can put to work. And I still say that I haven't met any pastor on earth like Dr. Sunday. I haven't. You just name one person that you can have access to the way we just come. Like ordinary guys just show up and then he hugs you and just gives you access. You still haven't, I can't find one person who does that yet. But it should be commonplace. It's something that's supposed to be commonplace. So we need to figure this out and put these things to work immediately. I'm sure after this broadcast, some people are probably not going to sleep this night. Because there will be a righteous indignation to just wake up and just do something. Something Pastor always say, don't leave this earth without leaving your name in the footprints of time.
Yes.
In the sands of time. After you're gone, nobody will remember your car. Nobody will remember the shirt you put on. Nobody will remember the food you ate. But people will remember the books you wrote. There is something that people can make reference to long after you're gone. It's all these books. And Pastor was talking about, he said for the next 300 years, he's doing something that for the next 300 years, this earth will still remember him. Because all these books, one man, so far he's hit over 300 books. It's insane. And there's still more to come from where that one came from. So there's no way you can write the history of the earth without mentioning Dr. Sunday. So also each and every one of us, we need to make that effort to make sure that There's no way the history of this earth will be mentioned without our name somewhere. That we leave our footprints in the sand of time, and we shook the world, or we brought our blessings. Because at the end of the day, if you have this much influence and you take it back to heaven, Jesus is going to ask you, did I ask you to bring it back to heaven? I needed you to dissipate it on the earth. I needed you to release your energy on the earth so other people can be a blessing. So it can be a blessing to other people around you, as it's in heaven. We're supposed to bring the kingdom of God to the earth.
That's right.
Even some of us have forgotten the fact that there's going to be a new earth and a new heaven. So we're busy running to heaven. Heaven is just like a reception. We just go there for a while, but we're coming back.
Yes.
Some of us that are heavenly minded were earthly useless. We're not useful to the earth. Yet we want the benefits of the earth, but we're not useful to the earth. There's nothing we're giving to the earth. The person who discovered penicillin, imagine how many lives he saved. People were dying before that time, and we thought, oh, God had cursed the earth. That's why people are dying. God didn't curse anything. It was our ignorance, not figuring out what we need to do to arrest those diseases.
All right.
Think about all the things that have saved human lives that people discovered. But before then, thousands have died needless deaths. Even till today, there are still needless deaths going on that we could have solved. But because we have not figured out what God put inside of us so that we can stem the tide of evil in the land, we are busy running into church to pray. And we don't even know how to pray, because a lot of us pray. We don't even hear God. We just shout at God. Yeah. We pray in our midst. Well, it's an exercise in futility. Prayer is supposed to be a communication. Because if you truly communicated, you would have heard God tell you, dude, it's okay. Yeah. It's enough. Take action now. The reason why we're praying endlessly is because our prayers are amiss. Because if you truly prayed and you heard God, you would have heard him clearly say, that's enough. It's time to go to work. That's enough. It's time to start changing your generation. That's enough. It's time to start moving things on the earth. That's enough. It's time to start fixing things around you. That's enough. There's a light that I put inside of you that's supposed to change the earth, but we are not turning it loose. And so we're irrelevant. I promise myself everywhere I go, I want to make my mark known, even if it's just smiling at somebody.
Amen.
Even if it's just holding somebody's hand and say, how are you today? What is prophecy? Prophecy is just telling somebody everything is going to be all right. That's prophecy. You've just prophesied. Just hold somebody and say, everything is going to be okay. You are shining. You are winning. I've just prophesied. I don't need God to prophesy. And I'll be the blessing immediately.
Right.
That's all. And then she will go and say, do you know, a total stranger just met me and said everything is going to be okay.
Angel.
An angel. I become an angel. And I don't know what she's going through. I don't know what she's believing God for. But just because I said that, he said, do you know I met this young man? He just told me everything was going to be fine and then walked away. He must be an angel. No, he's not an angel. It was intentional. It was calculated. It was on purpose. It's the kingdom. So life is full of opportunity. Life is an opportunity. Life is an opportunity to showcase what we brought here, what God put inside of us. Life is an opportunity to display all that God has put inside of us, because then only can you be relevant, even be useful to God, because you're robbing God every time you're not showing, being a blessing to your world. God is losing. The kingdom of God is losing. And we think, oh, we're doing God a favor by just keeping it in. And Pastor was talking about let people use you. Let me tell you something. You cannot say that word unless you've heard from God. Mark my word. Nobody on earth can tell you what Pastor just said except God spoke to him, that you should let people use you. Am I saying the truth? Naturally, what you hear out there is don't let anybody use you. Isn't that it? Yeah. That's the mindset out there. Oh, they're using you. Why are you letting them use you? And then we'll go into prayer and say, God, use me. How is he going to use you? He's going to use you when somebody when your neighbor uses you. maybe your time, maybe your efforts,
Your gifts.
your gifts. And let me tell you, let me rub it in. You will feel used when God uses you.
Yeah.
You will feel used. How many of us have felt used before?
We are going for dancing party.
You will feel used. Until you feel used, God hasn't used you yet. And it will be on purpose. You must allow yourself to be used. Oh, use me. Then an opportunity shows up to be used. You push back. Oh, you can't use me. You're taking advantage. What do you think use me is? You just got through telling God, use me. Now he's trying to use you. And a lot of us have never felt used in our lives. This one specifically, you cannot hear it but from God. The devil will not tell you to allow somebody to use you. Somebody has to use you. Decide to be used. God in heaven will not physically come and use you. How will he use you? There's people around you he needs you to be of service to. So that when they use you, God says, no, that's me using you. Because the only way I'm going to use you is I'm going to use you to bless humanity.
All right.
Humanity is his number one concern. Nations of the earth. So seek continually to be used of God. Seek continually to put yourself in a state of being used. What is the use of influence if it's not used? Do you understand when I say that? You need to be used. Somebody needs to take advantage of you.
Yep.
You put yourself in that position where someone is taking advantage of you.
Yep.
Then you are using you're of use to somebody else. Then God is using you. Then you will feel used. You must be used of God.
Yeah.
You must feel used. God must use you. And we pray for hours. Use me, Lord. Use me, Lord. God is like, stop praying and put yourself to work. It's not about use me, Lord. He's not going to physically hypnotize you and start using you like a zombie. So when I woke up, God has used me. No, he's not going to hypnotize you. You will engage yourself in the service of humanity, in the service of nations to be used. And then you must feel used.
Right.
And only selfless people will feel used. Only selfless people will allow themselves to be used. People who are not selfless will never allow themselves to be used. That is why the world is selfless today. That is why the world is the way it is. Because we are not being spent. And if you see everything Dr. Sunday is doing, he's spending everything. It's like currency. And the more he spends, the more he gets.
Yes.
The more God gives him. He's spending his life. He's spending his time. He's spending. That's the heavenly currency that he's deploying. Because every time I come around, I'm studying him. I'm no fool. I'm not just coming here, flying over here, spending all this money to come and wasting my time. It took me 16 hours to get here in the air. So when I get here, I'm not coming here to play. Every time he walks in, I'm studying him. Every move, okay? I put it in my bag so that I can go back and do it likewise. You must be spent of God. You must be spent. How can God use me? Can I stay awake for somebody else so that somebody else can succeed? So that when I'm done working for them, I'll feel tired. Now you're being used of God. Can I look for somebody to hold their hands and pray with them, even though it's not my problem, and just detach myself from my own situation and step into their own shoes? How can I step into their own shoes and forget about myself? For 1 minute, forget about yourself. That's idolatry. We're all consumed with all me, myself, my wife, my children, me. And we have no influence. Then when you begin to allow yourself to be used, you discover that your influence will begin to grow. The more you allow yourself to be used, the more your influence grows, the more relevant you become. Why is it that everybody needs pastor's attention? Everybody's pulling him in because he's allowed himself to be used. Some of us think it's ridiculous. Some of the things pastor says, he makes himself so vulnerable. But then every time I say that, I hold myself. I'm like, he did it on purpose.
Yep.
It was on purpose. It's not foolishness. It was a calculated attempt to allow you to step on him to get to greatness. Even if you don't come back and say thank you, he doesn't care.
No, it's not your business.
He doesn't need it. But he wants to be used of God. He wants to be spent of God. And my prayer tonight is that we will be spent. Each and every one of us will be completely spent by God. Completely drained. So that when we are leaving this earth, we will leave empty. Because it's not needed in heaven where we're going to, hang out for a while. A lot of us just are so heavenly focused. Heaven is just a gallery. We're just going there after a couple of years. A lot of people are going to be disappointed when they hear me say, oh, I thought heaven is my home, my pearly gates, my whatever. It's just a gallery. There's going to be a new earth. There is going to be a new earth. And then he said, populate the earth, fill the earth, replenish the earth. We're not even doing that. We're so deaf to that. We want to come back. Okay, if you want to come back, kill yourself. Go back. Or let God take you now, because that's your aim, is to go back. But how can I be a blessing? How can I feel spent? How can I feel used? The first time God told me about this, it took me a couple of days for it to sink in that you mean I'm going to feel used when you use me? Yes. The reason why God doesn't use people, quote unquote, is because we don't allow ourselves to experience the feeling of being used. Because when you feel used, there's a feeling that, how many of you know what I'm talking about? There's a way you feel when somebody uses you. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not normal to allow other people to use you. But that's what God is calling us to do. To die to self. Thank you, Pastor.
You have given so much out today. You just poured yourself out completely to these people. And I'm sure that there's a lot of people appreciating. Let's hear the comments of the people before we go.
Frank says, maybe Benjamin. Turn the camera. Hold up.
Yeah, now.
Frank says, maybe Benjamin Franklin was a member of a choir in church. It's why he accomplished all what he accomplished. Are you kidding me? Thank you, DSA, for deliverance. We are going to set people free with these teachings. Chioma says, Mrs. Sharunka, please, I would love to learn from you on promoting the books to the libraries.
Let him inbox her.
Chioma, you can inbox Mrs. Sharunka. Okay. Then we have Romanus that says, thanks to Mrs. Chioma, who just assisted me on how she can deliver the books to me. Good. Well done, Chioma. Thank you. Ufoma says, wow, I am inspired, famous. Frank says, preach, Pastor Jefferson. So powerful. Tad says, Jefferson Izoma, I am a witness to that. You notice people and you compliment. Thank God for DSA's teaching. They are revolutionary.
So it's not lying, no.
They are revolutionary and life transforming. I'm yet to discover from DSA at 50 encounter. I'm yet to recover.
Say that. Read that all again.
Okay, let me read it again. Okay. Tad says, Jefferson, I'm a witness to that. You notice people and you compliment. Thank God for DSA's teaching. They are revolutionary and life transforming. I'm yet to recover from DSA's at 50 encounter. Have you spoken to him about it, or was he here?
No, he was here now. That's why I say he's yet to recover from the 50th birthday.
Okay. And then we have Ola Martins who says, awesome, well done, famous. Wow, awesome, that's Ufoma. Frank says, I like the video so much, brother famous. You did a great job.
So I get him off famous.
Ezinwe says, well done, famous. Rosalind says, great job, famous. Rochelle White says, amazing, famous, thank you. Bumi says, wow, this is awesome, well done, famous. Esther says, congratulations, Mr. Famous. Now you are indeed famous. Elizabeth says, nice one, famous. Winfred says, brilliant job. King, famous. You are becoming famous by using the opportunity available to you. God bless you. Ezinwa said, some heads are cemetery for brain. Rosalind says, use your brain, DSA. Esther says, each time Jeff gets the mic, he starts preaching. Right on, brother. Tad said, retain.
It's too full.
Yeah.
He needs to let go.
DSA says, because he is too full, he needs to let go. Tad said, retain, retain, retain. Ezinwa says, injections are painful, but we need the pain to recover. D says, the man with the golden voice, Ted Williams. I think is the one you saw, the homeless guy.
Yes, Ted Williams.
Tad says, the privilege of what you have on a platter of gold can make you blind to opportunity. The American beggar paradox.
Yeah.
Chigo Zirm says, wow, Brother Jeff, I don't know you, but I am learning from you. You really got the word. Preach. Frank says, they have decided to mortgage your opportunity and shout down your destiny. I think it's shut down your destiny. It's too much, my brother Jefferson. Chigozim says, watching live from USA, I just stumbled on this live video and I'm enjoying it. However, everyone is saying DSA, DSA. Please, what does it mean? DSA is Dr. Sunday Adelaja. So Chigozim, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, DSA. Ifoma said DSA. Okay, Ifoma. Lots of people are replying, Dr. Sunday Adelaja, and she said thank you. And
we're in USA because Jeff also is from USA. Tell her.
Okay, so she goes.
They could connect if she's watching from the US.
So Chigozim, Chigozim, if you're watching from the US, as you said, contact Jefferson Uzoma. He's just spoke now. He was wearing the red shirt. So go to his inbox and contact him. And Ufoma Anigoro gave you a very good advice to like this page so that you can get notification whenever we come on. So like it, and also you can change your setting to C first. So the default was standard, but you can change it to C first. Shola says, welcome on board, Chizoma. We're family on the platform. Please stay tuned. Fisaya says, hi Fisaya. It says, we are to die empty. Ufoma says, welcome to the platform again. Chizoma, Chigozim. Ezinwe says, we pray our will, not God's will. Ola Martin says, welcome again. Romano says, you will surely be happy for stumbling on this platform. And then Afolabi says, that's true, brother. I think it's in response to you. Chizoma, if you love what you're hearing, try Sunday Adelaja official on YouTube page and inbox me later. That's Chinwe that is saying that to you, Chigozim. Afolabi says, you are talking, brother. Emma says, if we do it for God, no one but him can use us. Ezinwa says, thank you, Pastor Jeff. And then Kate says, well done, famous. Charles says, at Jefferson. That's all I can see, guys. That's all I can see.
Okay. So, where is the book? This is the book we are speaking about today. It's on Amazon. I heard that the electronic is not there yet. It's just the paperback. Go get it, and then we'll do the electronic. We'll do the electronic this week as well. This starting from Monday. So it's not just this one. We're going to have 50 books there on the internet that you'll be able to get, and this is just one of them. Life is an opportunity. Thank you so much. We've had over 3 hours. If we go beyond 3 hours, or maybe 4, the video is difficult to download. So we're going to stop right now. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow evening. God bless. But from tomorrow, from Monday, we are starting a very great time. So we are going to be having 2 programs every day from Monday. 7 o'clock Ukraine time, we're going to be having Fruits of the Kingdom or something like that, or Christian fruits, real Christian fruits, or real Christian results, or we should say Kingdom of God should produce results. We are looking for the best title for that program. And then we are going to be talking to everybody who has been listening to DSA platform and what changes have been happening in their lives from the time they've joined. And we will start with the contestants, and then we will take it from there. So God bless you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Blessings.
Right.